Hello, Internet, and welcome to the 5th episode of Tales of Terragia. I am your DM and Cosmic Tour Guide, Nick Salentino, and I'm joined with the 6 greatest players in, I usually say all of Southern Los Angeles, but I'm just going to go ahead and say all of America. You know, just to kind of broaden the scope. I have faith. I don't see why we should limit ourselves. But just a quick refresher for those that are just joining us, we're still on the cutting our teeth on this campaign. So just in case you're new here, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our fabulous, amazing players. Over on the end of this table, we have Elliot.
Hi, I'm Elliot. I play Tem.
Next in, we have Tommy.
Hi, I'm Tommy, and I'm playing Nik-Nak.
Down there, we have Cleo.
Hi, I'm Cleo. I'm playing Anara.
At the other end of the table, immediately to my right, we have Steven.
Hi, I'm Steven, and I'm playing Basil.
One next down, Connor.
Hi, I'm Connor. I'm playing Zakkai.
And last but absolutely not least, we have Kim.
Hi, I'm Kimmery. I'm playing Harmony.
Alright, guys. Let's find out what these characters get into in today's episode. Whew. Previously, our merry group of misfits had band together here in the coastal city of Port Elsewhere, gateway to the kingdom of Abenthal, and breeding ground for mystery, adventure, and evidently lethal cults. You had been attacked at the Scarlet Rail station by these unusually clad ne'er-do-wells, but managed to fend them off, and in the process, collecting an object they seemed pretty desperate to get their hands on, a small metal box with a short length of chain attached to it, and severed hand dangling off that chain. After some snooping, you decided to head out to the Horizon's End Lighthouse, where these robed figures seem to be gathering, and you discovered that this operation may be a bit more than what it seems. Beneath the lighthouse, you unearth a sort of laboratory, clinic, temple. You're not quite sure which of these, if any, or multiple, or all of them. But when speaking to one individual that you crossed down there, he referred to themselves as the Tartarucci, wardens of the Great Prison, keepers of the nectar, and heralds of the cleansing. They seem to be farming, cultivating, brewing this strange electric teal substance that somehow both was caustic and medicinal, depending on how you sort of looked at it and depending on what time frame you sort of encountered this goop. Regardless, when drunk, it transformed this cultist into a twisted, hulking creature covered in pustule tumors, growths oozing that teal substance. And though it hit hard, you were able to keep it off balance and kill it before it could kill you. But now, with not only box in hand, but pages of notes that you took from their study, and what seems to be the key to opening this box now in your grasp, you snuck back out of the lighthouse, unseen, and made camp, nestled in the bluffs just above the lighthouse. And to keep watch, eventually you did see that same woman from the Scarlet Rail station approach. A tall, dark-skinned woman, head full of short, bouncy, bleached blonde curls, and carrying a tall, hooked staff, leading a somewhat down-on-their-luck-looking commoner into the lighthouse before shutting the door behind them. A bit wiser now, you head back to Port Elsewhere. The city starts to rouse awake around you as the sun peeks over the horizon. The vast network of aqua paths and docks that sprawl out over the bay start to come alive, bustling with early rising sailors, traders, and travelers. Warehouses and trade guilds start to wake up as people start to come in and out of buildings and bustling as they're starting to head in, getting that early morning kind of like, again, like port town bustle that kind of happens when you're here. But you kind of see it not too far from you, just a short ways down the road, tucked between warehouse and a sort of like, maybe foundry or something like that. Music box, small little, strangely elegant little tavern kind of set between all this rustic surrounding. But now that you're back here, armed with whatever it is that you're able to kind of get a hand on from the lighthouse, what's the plan, you guys?
Well, should we maybe see if our private room is available again, and we can figure out what to do next? Maybe kind of look at the things that we took out of the lighthouse. Nik-Nak, I have a couple things that I thought maybe you could tell us what they were if you knew.
Sure, I mean, I can try.
There's quite a bit that I think we need to investigate before we take it any further. I mean, we should definitely be figuring out a long-term plan here, but I don't think we have all of the information, especially on what we just found yet.
I think caution would definitely be best.
Yeah, low key.
And we definitely had great carrot juice. Let's go.
Oh yeah. We'll go in.
Let's go.
Who's gonna talk to our friendly bartender?
I'll
here?
do it.
What was the bartender's name?
That's what.
You step into the tavern, ducking beneath these swaths of silk and sidestepping the occasional stumbling patron that's staggering out into the morning light. You see that the same bartender is leaning against the bar, kind of slumped on one elbow, reading that same book. He's just a tiny bit further than he was yesterday. But he's there kind of like leaning. At this hour, the tavern is pretty empty in terms of guests. There are the occasional like stragglers that will probably be here pulling all-nighters or had passed out at a booth or whatnot. However, there is a small stage kind of located towards the back of the bar, and you do see that there is a cluttered line of people kind of lining up to the bar, or not to the bar, to the stage. And it looks to be several different acts or bards or troops kind of like ready there. There is a single table kind of set in front of the stage where a figure kind of sits shadowed and is jotting down little notes as a quartet of kenku are on the stage kind of just squawking in time. And then each one has like a little triangle and they're like, or set of symbols, and they kind of bash them together and squash in like different times.
Open mic night?
Oh,
I'm
in the morning, night night in the AM.
It seems to be
Every night is every
It's the music box, baby.
this seems to be the perhaps like the auditions for
Audition.
who might be
yeah.
getting
Tonight.
spots
Yeah.
this week or
Yeah,
whatnot. But
cool.
that's one person kind of sitting at the table, and the kenku are up there just squawking. And as you see, the delicate fingers that are taking notes stop and tap a little bell, like one of those little ding ring bells on the table. Immediately, the kenku quiet and kind of all look to each other and just and then shuffle off the stage. And for the next act, another like duo, this man and woman, one with a lute and one with a lyre, kind of both head up and start strumming a very folky kind of kumbaya kind of song. But meanwhile, those the auditions are happening kind of off on one side of the bar. So and the rest of the bar, like I said, is pretty scarce. There's not a lot of people here. But
On the way in, I want to just take a look around the environs near the music box. Is anyone registering this distinctive group of people as we come into the city?
Make a perception check.
They're really not that bad, actually.
Yeah, what do you think, Harmony? Doesn't sound as good as you so far.
It's
That is it.
pretty good.
14.
Good amateur hour, open mic.
You should show them how it's done.
Yeah.
I
Maybe,
bet you
maybe.
play a mean triangle.
It was my first issue.
Yeah.
Both on the walk here, and kind of like walking into the music box, and you're definitely keeping your eyes and ears peeled, just kind of being the group radar, essentially, kind of trying to scan to see if anybody has like noticed you or anything. Coming into town, the city has just enough bustle and kind of movement to it that a lot of people, if anything, if anyone acknowledges you, it's to kind of shout for the group to kind of get out of the way as the bunch of people come with like barrels and large boxes as they kind of quickly try to get them to the Marble Rock Harbor. But no one seems to pay you guys much mind. There aren't any particular individuals that stand out. You're confident that you weren't followed. You seem to have kept yourselves isolated in your little bubbles so far.
Okay. Oh, maybe we could offer the barkeep one of the novels that we found in exchange for some time in the room. could get us a little goodwill with him and
He does love a good
save
book.
some of our gold.
It's not a bad idea.
It's a great idea.
Maybe flip through it just to make sure
Not the.
it could be to his
Yeah,
taste.
yeah.
I don't know the books themselves, so
I wasn't familiar with any of them either, but I mean, I don't know how like quickly I can like, oh, what is this one about?
No, maybe this will require a check. You can easily kind of like skim through a book.
Or what's on the inside flap? What is that?
Dragons of the Silent Cove.
Yeah, right.
Or the Hollow Sword.
Yeah,
I guess maybe just we'll keep the hollow sword.
yeah. That one
Yeah.
we wanted to hold on to.
What about we have 2 copies of the same book, one notated and one not. What if we give him
I don't
Oh,
think
but
the extra?
that one's the library.
that. Yeah, we borrowed that one, and it's on loan. I signed a paper. And
We both signed with
Yeah,
our
it-
with our
in good
real
faith,
names.
and in good faith. Yeah, so I don't.
You were gonna give that back?
That's how libraries work.
yeah. We can't
It's a good
rob
idea.
the collection
I
of
thought
the
the library
knowledge.
was closed.
Well,
But they're still
temporarily,
holding books.
yes. It was from
It's-
the library's collection.
Right now it exists more as an idea.
And eventually, when we get back the other one, then we can keep the annotated one too. So it'll all work out in the end. We'll still have a copy of the book.
Maybe there's actually there be like printing presses, or is it still old school style where all books
Scribe.
are written by hand
Yeah.
kind of thing?
I will say that
Or
Print-
these books, I guess the two.
by now, certainly there's a sort of printing press kind of established in the world. A lot
Old
for
school
trains.
stamp ones.
It's still very like the spread of like actual like books is still
Like concentrated in
yes,
like
it's definitely regulated.
institutions and
Yeah.
higher
It's-
learning.
Yeah, it's definitely not like just anyone can like print anything you want out of printer or whatever.
Yeah.
You definitely still
Yeah.
need to like get a
Okay.
book that's bound from somewhere. But they're not too like difficult to like get a hold of depending on the subject matter of it. But definitely there are some books, obviously new fresh ones that are still handwritten and
Mhm.
whatnot that need to still be transcribed over.
Okay.
But the ones that you have are printed.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
they're probably the same.
It was the Hollow Sword. What were the other two? It was Dragon Cove,
Tales of the Sword Cove.
Tales of the Sword Cove,
Dragon.
Sorry,
Dragon
yeah.
of the Silent Cove.
Dragon of the Silent Cove.
And the Hollow Sword.
Writing this down in case it's very important.
Right.
You guys write down book titles?
You never know. You never know.
So
Probably a good idea. But
flipping through them, kind of just like synopses of each one, and any one of them that seems like. Well, I would look at the Hollow Sword one first, just to be like, this is kind of what we have an inkling that maybe could be related to something there.
Why don't you look through one?
Yeah.
I'll look through the other. We'll just flip through really quick.
I'll flip through the Hollow Sword one. You want to take the?
Well, we want to keep that one. So
Yeah,
we'll
okay,
flip-
yeah, so-
So from the other two.
Okay, great. Yeah.
If
so
one
we'll-
seems more interesting than the other, we'll give him the other.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good.
So we'll flip through the other two books.
I mean, both are not like one is the Silent Cove. Dragons and Silent Cove is a sort of think the fantasy world version of a young adult's kind of like
Yeah.
fantasy book.
Yeah.
That like a little adventure just documents like the adventures of someone, and at first glance
Fantasy
it might
book.
seem like, oh, it's like legitimate, but as like you kind of go further, the tales get a bit more exaggerated and a bit more kind of fantastical.
Okay.
The other book is similar, but it is a bit more of a kind of heavy drama in terms of like you kind of skip through the book and it's very like very wordy, lots of like large, $5 words, a lot of ennui, a lot of just chapters that are kind of like where you kind of even like as you're skimming through it, it's like, oh my god, like how many pages can one person whine for? It's kind of like that. One of those.
But this one really, they could have used an editor, but it's not bad. It's a little more dramatic, a little more adult maybe. Maybe we try this one?
Yeah, this one is a classic sort of adventure story. Would probably be a popular read amongst just any folk.
Try this one. Maybe he likes some drama.
Oh, okay.
That looks good. Pictures?
I don't see any
Well, you
Does this
know,
have photos later? Or not photos?
no, I think
Hand-drawn illustrations.
I think it's all just words.
Lino cuts?
Uh,
Lithographs?
Well,
but I'm sure that
Thanks.
the bartender will like it.
Yeah.
Does that? I don't think.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
See if we can barter for the room with that.
How long do we want the room for? This is how much are books? What are they worth?
Knowledge, priceless.
That's the question.
I mean, I guess it's like kind of
so
a
can we
good
stay
favor
here
sort of
forever?
thing, right?
I think it's mostly we're trying to get on his good
Good
side
favor.
more than anything.
Oh, it's just a gift. We're not asking to
Well,
stay.
No, we want the
Oh,
room.
well.
We want the
Yeah,
room.
that's
but
why-
And a carriage.
So this is
establishing-
not a
establishing
goodwill.
a
This is
relationship.
a trade.
Yeah, but maybe it'll mean a little more than
Yeah.
just a few gold
Yeah.
and
Sure. But so how?
We'll get him to
then
like
what do
us.
we ask for?
The room.
the room.
For how long?
Oh, for as long as it takes.
Okay.
A few hours.
As long as it takes them to read the book.
Listen, it's not busy right now. I think it should be fine if we just give him a little something to grease the wheel.
Okay. Bye. I turn
wanna,
and I start walking over to the bar.
You're just like holding the book like, I don't know what to do with this.
Hiya.
What do you have?
A gift.
And a carrot juice.
Kind of like
And I wink at him.
you wink at nothing for a second because he still has to finish that paragraph
Ooh.
before he
I put it over the book.
stops.
Oh boy.
And you just like slide the book
Yeah.
down. All right, he kind of holds it for a second, tugs his book away, snaps it shut, and sets it down. Carrot juice.
Ha! Wink at him.
Ah.
And I flick a coin at him preemptively.
Okay. He kind of snatches it out of the air. And he
I
sets
just
it
place it on the bar.
Kind of picks it up. Sets it down and slides it over you. I got a book.
It's not as good as this one. This one has so many words and no pictures.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm imagining we're still kind of like not right behind.
No, but
Like,
listening, yeah.
Yeah, kind of watching, be like,
Yeah.
yeah, go do the deal.
I'm trying to help you with that. That was good enough.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Yeah.
Kind of like squints that a little bit before like taking that in, reaching over and sliding it back. The moment that you sort of like were talking about like, oh, it's got like all the words and stuff, it kind of piqued his interest. Make an insight check.
17.
17. The way that he did, you kind of are able to read into the level of excitement that kind of like peaked a little bit there.
Uh-huh.
You might get, I'll say with a 17, you pick up that he's trying to become a little bit more worldly. And
Ah.
books,
Perfect.
And books seem to be his, whether it was his choice or not, you're not quite sure. But he's, so far, every time you've been here, he's been reading. So he seems to be dedicated to it. But you're at least able to kind of glean that off him in terms of like his piqued interest when you mention the book. So he does slide it back over and kind of like turn it over, literally judging the book by its cover for a second before setting it down and kind of opening it and scanning the first couple pages.
That, my friend, is a well of knowledge.
And a book of knowledge.
I'm gonna,
That's right, my friend. Thank you for correcting
Doesn't look
me.
like a well to me. That's a book.
Yeah, I get my shapes mixed up.
he'll like set it down and then kind of just like nod for a minute, turns, and then she comes back like 40 seconds later with a glass of very thick orange liquid. Kind of slides over to you.
Extra. Just shreds of carrots in it.
Absolutely, there's like little bits of green, kind of like he clearly just took the whole carrot into like a meat grinder.
Just the way I like it.
There's no juicers yet, so he just grinded it in a meat grinder. So there are little chunks of like pork in there as well.
Extra.
Oh,
Get that protein.
Good.
That's
the
Extra
that's
gamey.
But the room.
Yeah. After that, he like kind of nods and then goes back to the book.
I had a
Right.
quick, unrelated question for you, my friend. is that meeting room free for a little while? We're just hoping that if no one else was interested in using it, we could just pop in, just use it for just a bit. Only if no one else needs it. We don't want to get in the way of your business.
He kind of like glances around the bar, sees that there's very, very few people in here, and even fewer paying any attention. And he kind of like picks up just like an empty tankard and just throws it across the room, and it hits that chunk of the wall where the room is, and you can see the wall kind of like sinks in a little bit, the door opening. And he just kind of points and waves as he kind of looks at the book.
Nice shot.
Take that as a yes.
Nice hit, my friend.
Don't play him against darts.
Thanks for the read.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks for the juice.
If anyone needs to take over the room, just
Well
let us know.
done.
Otherwise, we'll keep the seats warm.
2 gold piece charge.
Is that how much it was?
Listen,
It's so cheap.
It's about relationships,
Books.
okay?
Yeah.
We're
Check them
building connections.
We don't know
It's
how long
always-
we'll be here, So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, it's always good to have the bartender on your side,
yeah.
I think.
that's how you get
I-
strong.
that's what I've
Make
heard.
I'll make a good impression.
All right, well.
Yep.
Ladies, gentlemen, and whatever the rest of you are.
Go into our little room.
Kind
Our
of
little
like
hour
finally,
room.
same as before, very short, kind of like only maybe like 8 foot long, like very narrow hallway before it opens up to a rounded room with a table inside, a few chairs set in. Same as before, Anara, you see that the same little kind of like peephole, the little eyes are there, currently closed. I'll say, make what's your passive perception?
It is 16.
16? That's high enough. Especially now when they're off, like Zakkai and Basil are off kind of schmoozing the bartender. By then, you kind of scan the inside of the music box and you've sort of like reverse engineered where that portrait is. And you can kind of see it on the wall. It's just a portrait of a man and a woman, and it's the woman's eyes. She's got like a little parasol that is where you would see out, and it kind of gives you a little bit. But I'll say that you're able to reverse engineer where
From
it is.
so from being outside the room, I can tell where that looks out.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to stand near there again and look out periodically while the conversation goes on.
Can we hear any of the performance still while we're
Yes. You can still hear like the
Goody.
plucky kumbaya music that those two bards are playing.
Alright, well, Nik-Nak,
Yep.
maybe if you could, maybe see if you know what these are.
He's the best at that.
It was...
He knows what everything is.
I sure do. Okay. Let's see what they are.
Okay, so it was
Watch 'em, watch 'em.
a syringe filled with bright orange liquid. I mean, I guess that hand crossbow, but is it safe to assume that the liquid is just that same teal liquid?
Yes.
Whatever. Although I guess maybe I would like investigate the crossbow to see if I can figure out exactly what the like mechanism is, or like does it like shoot a poison arrow or
I'll say
something
for-
like that.
For this one, because it's certainly less, it's definitely not like a magical element to it. It is clearly affixed to it. It is a mechanical part of it. It's something that you could probably ascertain from just looking at. So just roll a d20 and add your intelligence. 16. All right, that's pretty high. It clearly is a crossbow that's the kind of canister of that stuff is intended to like it would coat the arrow or the bolt as it kind of like is shot from it. However, I will say that just because of the description of the item, if you can see that like you ascertain how it works, so you kind of figure out like, oh, okay, this is clearly how this hand crossbow works. The canister with that stuff affixed to it seems attached, but in a 1 in 20 shot, literally 1 in 20 shot, if you roll a 1 on the attack roll, there's a chance that canister will burst.
Does it also seem like the canister is removable?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only other thing to identify that I had was that orange vial.
Oh, the vial of
orange
orange.
syringe, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And then
What
I
about
have
those
the sword
traps
as well,
that
too.
you took before too?
Oh, the bear traps.
Oh,
Yeah.
bear traps.
Yeah, I'll check out the bear traps and see.
Just start dumping everything
Yeah.
on the table in front of me.
Oh, okay. Well, this is gonna take me a little bit of time, but I can look at them all. How did we get so much stuff?
They had a lot of nefarious items. We couldn't leave those there. They were gonna do terrible things with them. it seemed.
Could those books also be like enchanted or?
Well, I'll see.
Curse
So I'm gonna take out
something?
the hollow
They did come
sword
from above.
Yeah.
Not
Hmm.
in the like living.
But it
quarters.
was in the secret.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
off it. No, it was. in
there's
the
a
off-
chance they could be
secret.
something.
Oh wait, yes, what's the downstairs one?
But I'll start flipping through the hollow sword book while I'll have taken the actual sword that we found out. I'll like place it on the table, but just in front of me as Nik-Nak is actually doing all of that investigating. I will start flipping through the hollow sword book, just kind of like trying to see what it's about, and then if there's any like information patterns or gleaning. Probably not enough time while he's doing that to like fully like read it, but it just using note-taking skills that I use in school to
And myths and legends
Yeah.
and stories
Yeah.
still have a kernel of truth a lot of the time.
yeah. So just doing that.
Absolutely. So while you two nerd out,
I'll like also stand by the door and be listening to the music while we're waiting for Nick.
I'll ask Tan if I can take a look at the liquid, the thick.
Oh,
real liquid,
yes.
because I wanted to check that
Yes,
out.
absolutely. And then
And that's different, you said, from the thinner liquid that we picked out of the big pool.
Yes. So far you've
Because I
encountered.
have a sample of that.
Yeah, you've encountered two types of the liquid. One
is-
that's more kind of goopy
And
and
this is-
oozy.
ooze is
And
what I
then
have
isn't
written
the
down.
orange liquid as well?
Ooze.
And the other one is more watery liquidy. It's very.
Who has the orange liquid?
Me and I put it
I
on
think
the,
oh, it's on
now.
Now it's on the
on
table.
the table.
But I'll take the oozy one and put it on there too.
So I want to, at some point, either before or after the identification, do medicine.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Because you said, I think, previously that we could look at it with medicine skill.
Also on the orange one.
On both, all three of them.
All three.
And then Harmony and I will both share one eye hole each to look at corners.
So from the outside,
Yeah.
the woman has like a normal kind of like eye with makeup on,
And
then
there's like a little fur.
yeah,
comes
furry,
out
like
of the one.
animalistic eye. Amazing. Roll a medicine check for me real quick. And Nik-Nak, you are able to identify the Titan Tooth short sword.
See what that is.
You also identify the syringe and the liquid inside of it as Aqua Expurgo potion. AQUA space EXPURGO. Aqua Expurgo.
It's a short sword.
Uh,
It's a short sword.
medicine check?
I was hoping that'd be part of it, but it's a link. Yeah, check.
It's really weird. So what?
Yeah. It sure isn't.
Really?
Oh, it's right at the top.
Oh,
Decent.
that's super weird. I work because I
Yeah.
pinned it. Didn't mean to do that.
See, what are your things do?
It's
Here's
really confusing. Okay,
Oh,
that's an natural one.
Natural 20.
Yes.
Oh.
4 total odds, 26.
26.
Nice.
yeah.
The three different things that you're sort of looking through. With a natural 20, I'll say that you kind of get a good amount of information from each one. The more oozy, goopy version of the teal liquid
Teal ooze.
almost is the smell alone from it is very acrid and caustic, and it like the closer you get to it, it almost like stings the inside of your nostrils and back of your throat. It definitely is more toxic than anything, which is very strange because the more watery liquid version of that same kind of liquid definitely has that way more medicinal kind of odor to it. And there's no sting to the nostrils or the throat when you kind of get close to it. It smells very medicine-like. Not exactly that of like a health potion or a healing potion, which everyone is pretty familiar with. But it definitely has a medicinal qualities to it, and just the way that it smells, the way that it kind of like swirls in the glass. You've recognized at least parts of it before from either seeing other medicines or experimenting with other things, or at the monastery being able to like experience new elements and stuff that you haven't known before. It has a strange, again, all I can say is a medicinal quality to it. It looks like it would be used as almost the exact opposite the way that this other teal liquid could be used. As for the orange liquid in the syringe, it looks to you very much like a sort of like one of those like thick syringes that you kind of just go right to the heart, those adrenaline kind of shots. It looks and seems very much like one of those, where it can give you a burst of health at a minor cost.
Okay, so some kind of a stimulant energy boost thing. And can I tell how many doses there would be?
Just the one.
Single dose.
Is the canister hand crossbow a specific item, or should I just like make a note that it has the canister?
No, it is the venomous crossbow. You can add that to your.
You said Titan.
Titan tooth short sword.
Short sword. Got it. Okay.
So I guess while people are still kind of sitting around and doing their either reading or other stuff, once I've gotten that information, I will relay that information to the group. Just explain.
The orange one is also the one that I was kind of like identifying.
Yes.
So I'll just sort of back her up on that information. Yeah.
That was the aqua
It seems to
expurgo.
be some kind of energy boost
Yeah.
drug.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a side effect after some time, but it'll help you. Yeah.
The orange one?
Mm.
Well, okay.
Just be careful with it.
How big is the syringe?
It's a pretty it's a heftier one. It's not like. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I lift up the thin, the more diluted liquid and say, this is the one I think that individual drank.
Yeah,
Which
that
then
was
turned
in the
them
pool.
into a
The-
very strange
The teal one?
from
thing?
the pool that we went through on the way
Oh, yeah.
in the laboratory.
Was that the one?
Scooped it up.
I took some
Sorry,
from
drank
that,
it,
and
got real-
but that one
real
does
big.
not smell acrid or toxic like the
Well, we know it
the goo does, but
really
it does something.
It does a number on you if you drink it.
Yeah.
Well, which one is the original version of it? The goo, and it's been like
Paste
refined
is the
into.
one that Tam collected from the graffiti.
Yeah.
I guess that would make sense. That's the one
Or
we've seen the
Maybe,
most.
maybe
the.
they're refining it somehow.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah, I
it's
think
a,
so.
Maybe they're trying to
intense
stretch the
version.
amount that they've got.
No.
Transform it to make it into something more pure.
This
potentially.
Oh, they're doing the
paste is
opposite.
definitely poison.
Hmm.
Very dangerous. This one does not smell dangerous, but we saw. I don't know whether that was an effect that would happen to anyone who took it,
Don't eat it,
Well-
cops.
but I don't want to try.
Definitely best
Yeah.
to not find out. Maybe we
Yeah.
just hold
I'm
on to
curious
it.
what
and-
the orange juice actually is, but we'll save that for later.
Unless we need to slip
The
it
one that I
in
had?
someone's drink or something.
Well, the short sword
Oh!
smells a little disorienting. The short sword is magical. It has a magical aura about it, and when you are attuned to it, you will be able to speak and understand primordial, but you won't be able to read or write it. And it's also pretty good if you don't want to get pushed around too much. It can help you stay in place. Anyone want it?
Someone should teach you basic sword safety.
Oh, you want it?
Oh, yeah. Can I just do a quick little like disarmy sort of thing?
Yeah.
Some sort of like whatever. However it would look, it's very like textbook, like She does
The
the
diagram,
she does
the diagram
step one,
version
step
of
two,
it,
step
yeah,
three.
uh-huh,
yeah.
I will really just
here, hold here.
let her go through the
10
process.
and 2.
The IKEA directions
You
of
could stop her
disarming.
10
Yeah.
times. You're like, okay.
Not that it looks like
Like
bad
every
or
time
anything, but it's
college.
very like
Sure.
the basic like maneuvering. Of
You can just have it.
Well, it's interesting. Nothing from what you said about
hold
the
it
sword.
point down.
I mean, it was hooked up to that machine, and besides having a connection to the primordial language, which seems to be important to this organization, like why would it have been a part of that terrible contraption? What was the usage in that larger thing of it was clearly some sort of experiment or torture device that they had it hooked up to.
Or a device to deliver liquid.
Yeah, well, and so as I've now like flipped through this book a little bit, anything that kind of like pings out as like interesting or suspicious in this story that can kind of either relate to the details of this sword that we have, or maybe just a general story that like might have influenced whatever was going on down in that cavern.
As you kind of like flip through the Hollow Sword book, at first you almost aren't quite sure that it's the correct book. As you're flipping through it, there's no mention of it until a good like third of the way through the book, in which you kind of easily pretty much gather from the book the Hollow Sword is the MacGuffin of this book.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
lead hero of the character is trying to get their hands on it. By the end of the book, they've got their hands on it. It's a legendary blade that was like cracked from the tooth of an unfathomable behemoth, and it was a very powerful weapon, and it is now safely in the hands of this hero.
Okay.
By the end of the book.
This Titan tooth short sword doesn't look like it's actually made from a tooth. It's like bone. It's like some sort of actual thing, and it is hollow. We said when it was hooked up to it, or there's like some sort of something where like
Channel
liquid
through
could
it.
run down it or something.
It was
yeah.
set into a device and kind of held in a way
Right.
that it would be kind of used as a sort of like channel
for
for
the
it.
liquid.
It didn't seem to
But
be
not
altered
hollow, not
anyway.
hollow.
Uh-huh.
But yeah,
Okay.
it does seem to be like it was as if someone just took something that wasn't a pen nib and jammed it into a fountain pen to use it as the nib.
Okay.
It's sort of being a replacement
I see.
for the needle of
I
a
see.
giant syringe.
I see. Okay.
So, did
So
you
I-
take the orange liquid back?
Well, I'm trying to find something to put over the end. Usually these come with some sort of safety
Or just
device
point
to.
down like with this one?
Yeah, now I'm just holding both of them.
Two dangerous pointy things.
Definitely
Give it
want
back
to
to me.
put these away safely.
Can I see the sword?
Yeah.
And
Take
then
one of my vials and just like try to tie it over.
any
Put
description
it through
of what the sword in the book looks like, and / any identifying characteristic that would show that this could be it or inspired by it.
It is similar in the sense that it's clearly made out of like ivory or bone or some sort. This sword is easily a short sword, only about like this long. The sword described in the book is a bit longer.
Like epic level
Yes.
great sword. Okay. I'll like highlight that paragraph or like put mark it of some kind. Well, I know that we've got a lot going on here, but it does seem like this book, which we are suspecting would be related, it doesn't seem to confirm that this is what was talked about in this book, but in this fictionalized version of the sword, it is also made from a tooth. It's described as some very powerful blade that was cut from the tooth of a behemoth, maybe Titan, something along the lines of what was also marked in the other book. So I'm feeling like there's a web of connection here, some sort of inspiration, legend that is spurring these people along to investigate or use these tools in nefarious ways for their, who knows, whatever they're trying to achieve. But it seems too much of a coincidence to not at least have some sort of reasoning behind it, why they have this book and this blade specifically.
Yeah. If anything, it can give us insight into their motivation.
Yeah.
If this is what they believe, then it'll help us to maybe figure out what they're trying to do.
Well, whatever they were doing down there, it was clearly not good. It was evil experiments, and I'm more and more sure that there's something that needs to be done about this. We can't just let this go undealt with.
I totally agree.
Especially since we saw them bringing someone back to that place, some person.
And I'm glad we destroyed their device.
Yeah, I could bet money that they were trying to use it on that individual.
Yeah, well, not only that, they've got a lot of arcanium in there, and
Which
quite
is
interested.
very dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, and very
A
useful.
lot of power.
Yeah, a lot of power.
I wonder. Zakkai?
It doesn't sit well with me. All of that blue stuff was sitting in there.
And
I
what
think-
about that other person though too?
Which
The man
the man
Or
or
the
the
man that they were bringing in?
What if they?
Right. They were
What if
probably
instead
going to
of
experiment.
whatever they were going to do with this bone sword, instead they fed him some of that blue stuff?
Yeah.
I think we need to mess with their supply.
Well, they are fanatics, and I don't know if this sword is necessary or anything, but we did sort of trash that room up, so maybe we actually bought that man a little bit of time.
Yeah.
I think we can help the most people if we try to figure out what's going on and what they're after, and then we can stop their whole plan.
I think we should go save that guy.
We definitely need to do something for sure.
But what about that lady?
Which one?
The one that just vanished
We also heard
The
more.
cooking staff.
at the train station.
Yeah.
We
she-
heard more voices too
involved.
in the lighthouse.
There were more people, absolutely.
And there was probably more of those mutated creatures. Remember the contaminated rooms?
If anything, we should at least not rush in if we're going to save him.
Yeah, only fools rush in.
But that's exactly why I said we should just tell the guards. The guards, if you
I
know,
don't think we should involve the city. I don't know. I don't know the city well enough to trust it.
I wouldn't go to the authorities. Just saying. But I also have a concern. I don't really
thing was
want
saved
this
it.
thing in Sledgehog for as long as it
Right.
needs to be.
Well, that's the other part of this puzzle is what were they truly after with the nest?
Yes, we are holding a pretty dangerous object, I think. Maybe
Judging by
this.
the reaction of the individual when you showed it to him.
Very
Maybe the
important.
sooner we find who it was meant to be delivered to, the better.
Maybe
They
we
at
can give it
least
to the
would
bartender
know.
for safekeeping while we go investigate the lighthouse.
I think that's a terrible idea.
Okay, so
I'm sorry, Hoff,
My
but I
ears,
agree with Nar.
Sit down.
Well, maybe
you're
this
sweet
would
rabbit.
be the last place that someone would look for such a valuable, dangerous object. If maybe he has a safe, we could ask him if he has a safe.
You can promise to keep bringing him books or something. You seem to be pretty happy with the one we gave him.
We have a connection at the temporary library.
I could tell him about the library. Maybe he doesn't know about the library.
We could bury it.
We could
Yes.
bury it.
We could bury it in the hole.
That's actually a great idea.
Do we think that this
I could bury it in seconds.
gold item and the nest go together in some way? Some sort of key? Some sort of...
Yes, this is
Yes,
this is
yeah.
the key.
Yeah, that
It must be the
monstrosity
key.
was going to try and use it.
Took
Yeah.
this out when he saw the replica box that Harmony created.
So
He was
It's
clearly
definitely the
going to
key. He was gonna try to use it.
with the nest.
do we at least try and figure out any other information about this before leaving it somewhere that it could potentially be out of our hands again?
I think, to be safe, we should keep at least one of the things.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should keep the doodad.
Perhaps separately from one another. as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Maybe I should take the doodad back.
Sure. I'll like roll up. Here, there you go.
And you're sure that Sledge would not be comfortable with this hidden inside? It seems to me this is as safe a place as any for it.
If someone finds out that it's inside him, he could get dismantled or stolen. Yeah, I'm looking out for you, buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's-
it's like
Diagrams
clamps
of
up in his
the
lip.
That's a
nest.
It
beautiful
was
way.
just a drawing.
Yeah. Okay.
But if we just bury it somewhere,
Yeah.
chance that we're either seen or
Keeping
comfortable
them
with this.
separate definitely
I
seems
mean-
like a good idea.
I can bury quickly. We can do it in the middle of the night.
Did that get
Do
identified at
the
all?
do
or
the
we just
rocks
call
that
it
you
the
create
dead?
ever disappear,
Oh.
or do they just stay there?
Oh,
No,
I'm,
I did identify.
I'm not.
It
creating
had
rocks.
like abjuration
Oh,
and
the box.
transmutation.
Yes.
I'm moving
No, the
rocks.
The doodad.
Oh, the
I mean-
no, I don't think you ever.
You can make your own
Unless you
burrow.
consider it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's kind of
I mean, if
complicated.
we're identifying
Like,
things, I also
the rocks
wanted to
come
look at
from
the bear
somewhere.
traps.
but
Those three objects.
the way
there's
the way
no
they
rocks.
utilize
Okay, so they're
space
just mundane.
is a little bit less in the
gold thing.
physical realm sometimes.
It's just like a long cylinder.
Don't worry, you haven't lost me.
Kind of.
markings.
Yeah.
I've lost me.
No.
I kind of just do it sometimes.
In now putting all these lovely pieces together, full like inside Tem's mind is like the serial killer. Like, okay, so we got this going over here now. We're thinking this.
The Charlie Day.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
With the annotated Titan book, can I flip through and now look for some sort of echoes of what was in the Hollow Sword book or mentions of anything Titan Tooth, anything like that, kind of looking through, especially if there's other marked pages or something like that, to try and see like, okay, they have this item, this book was found in the vicinity, like where is this adding up? What like mythos are we talking about here that was inspiring a cult-like fanaticism to try and use these things?
Tim, roll an investigation check with advantage. You've got the book.
Yes.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna suggest one possible lead that we haven't explored yet is Kiln.
Yeah,
Kiln was
Who's Kiln?
contracted to
really hot tiefling. I met. Literally and
focus
oh.
Zakkai.
Sorry, what?
Kiln was this tiefling gentleman who had a contract to meet this elven lady.
Oh yeah,
Or
he was.
capture her. We weren't sure. He's at the loose
Selka?
cannon.
Yeah, he's working with
Maybe he
the
knows.
people that Selka was supposed to meet.
We don't
We
know.
believe.
But he had a contract to find her. So if we can find him, perhaps we can extricate from him more information about who and why he was trying to meet her.
Yeah.
And he's at the loose cannon, or at least was yesterday.
Okay.
So that's one option. We could go to the loose cannon, stake that place out, see if we can get him alone.
Let's go now.
Tem is not listening because he's focusing his monocle on there, and his eyebrows go up because that's a natural 20.
There are very few correlations between that book and the Hollow Sword, things like that, but definitely there are certain things that are adding up. The kind of, as you mentioned before, the fact that Primordial keeps showing up, a lot of references to the Titans and whatnot. And as you're kind of going through the book, you get a bit of a refresher, not that you wouldn't know, and it's sort of general knowledge. I'll sort of like kind of blanket that for everybody here. The fact that Titans used to exist is fairly common knowledge, but in the sense that, in the way that, at one point dinosaurs existed, or saber-toothed tigers or whatnot, it's clearly, they used to be here a billion years ago, so at this point, the Titans, the idea and concept of them
But
is
to
a little more
clarify,
than a legend.
dinosaurs, as in they actually existed,
And that's the
versus
thing.
something like Atlantis.
No, in the sense that they
So
existed.
Yeah.
So definitely something that existed.
That historical chapter
so
has
far
loomed.
old that
So it's pretty fucking cool.
Like
that we have
prehistory of the
uh,
world.
Yes.
a
rather
Titan
than mythology.
Yes. Actually, it's something that probably, Tam, you'd probably be the most familiar with, and especially not only because of the Nat 20, the book, and you being who you are, a follower of Enya, you know that in terms of ancient history, both Titans and the gods both walked this plane at one point.
Okay.
They lived here. And for reasons to this day that are still unknown, a good 1,000 or so years ago, the gods, each and every one of them, good, evil, every single god left
Mhm.
and refused to come back. Around the same time, the Titans also seem to go extinct, and they have
Okay.
not been seen or heard from in over 1,000 years.
What do they know that we don't?
Okay. Okay, excellent. With that nat 20, like any other things that I'm seeing that they marked up as interest to them in this copy of the book?
It is 1,000% clear to you that they have a steep investment in whatever information on Titans they could get.
Okay.
Everything is about the research of it. There's a lot of notes kind of written in the margins, and a lot of just questions brought up. The other thing that is what you learned from the book that you not sure that you didn't know beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, according to this book, each and every, just kind of like the gods, each and every Titan was unique entirely.
Mm-hmm.
And to the point where people were not quite sure how there were more than just one, or how they reproduce, or how they continue to exist. They were just always kind of there, and new ones would pop up, and the old ones would fade away. It's not quite sure, at least in recorded modern history, there's no documented explanation.
And like a similar thing to gods in that they had like specific domains that they were associated with, or they were each kind of like their own unique thing, but not necessarily associated with anything.
I'll say that if there were any sort of associated domains, it is not known.
Yeah, kind of lost to history sort of thing. Okay, but
if there was ever even one to begin with.
okay, all right. But they were reproducing somehow. They had like multiple of them. You know.
I mean,
out
according
in
to
the
this
world.
book and according to history, there were multiple Titans, and they'd come and go, but no one knew where they came from or where they went.
Yeah.
It was just sort of a big mystery to it, and this book seems to be heavily invested on finding out those unknowns.
Those answers. Okay. And about 1,000 years ago, gods and the Titans just. But the gods leave evidence, like the Titans left evidence, or that was kind of just like they pieced out?
The gods leave evidence in the sense that their followers are still here.
Yeah, okay.
Their impact is still here. They're
So
similar.
there's powers in the world from them.
They
still
clearly
here.
They're still clerics,
yeah. They're still clerics. I mean, you still maintain a vague connection and discussion with yours, so clearly they are out there.
Right.
But universally, that's sort of like the other strange fact that kind of covers each and every god, from Enya, the Weaver of Unity, all the way down to Lolth, the Spider Queen of deceit and evil. Each and every one of them left, refused to come back, and each and every one of them had the same explanation.
Yeah.
It's for the best.
All right. I'll relate just the basics of that beyond what people might not have known of that, but there's clearly some sort of deep investigative pattern here for them wanting to know more about the Titans, which, you know, beyond what is already out there and known about, that they existed here and then all went extinct or went away, and who knows. My thought with what we saw happen to that man there is that they're trying to access some sort of similar power maybe to what they had, but there's no way of knowing. And there's definitely some it's a fanaticism. They're obsessed with this.
What is it they call it? The blue stuff, the liquid.
The lifeblood.
Do you think
That
they
was
might
the
be
water
trying to
version?
Yeah.
Nectar?
Do you think they might be trying to like bring it Titan back?
Maybe.
Or recreate their power.
That sounds
Trying
like
to
something
give themselves a
fanatics would do.
Titan power? Or
Yeah.
Keepers of the
They're
nectar.
the keepers of the nectar.
if they maybe thought that the sword was actually a piece of a Titan, maybe they're trying to find any sort of remnants that could potentially exist still on Terragia that might actually be a part of a Titan, could hold some of their power. Maybe that's what they're looking for. Maybe that's what's in the box. It could be a piece of a Titan.
That's what I'm thinking. Some sort of relic or power associated with that. They seem to be. That's their sole motive. It seems to be about these Titans. So whatever's in that box more than likely has something to do with it.
And I wonder if they thought that they could use a piece of the Titan from this sword to create one.
activate something, enhance something. Just all doesn't sound good either way. And
No, it sounds
I'm
crazy.
sure they're not doing it to save the world, so
I'll keep as we go investigating, but it does seem like this trail is leading in that direction.
alright, well.
Outside the rear, ding, as the two bards quickly stop, and there's silence for a moment before you hear some shuffling, and then another set of music kind of starts up.
Oh,
They're
they're better.
instruments.
Thank God. Gods.
We identified everything.
Bear traps are just bear traps. Doodad is just a doodad.
Okay. So now Anara has the doodad,
Mm-hmm.
and
Who's got the orange liquid? Because I think I gave it to you.
I have it.
Who's got you have the short sword?
You take both.
I'll give it back.
Oh, okay.
Tam has no reason to have a sword.
Well, I'm
Not yet.
I could use it, but does anyone want to use it or hold on to it necessarily?
Bones do brittle.
Okay, so
I can
maybe-
just hold on to it.
Okay. Did it? We identified it.
I
Right?
would-
Did
I
it
would-
have any was it like any cursed or I
I
didn't read
didn't
it.
think it
You
was
could have
anything.
changed
It was,
to it.
yeah.
And
It will let you understand primordial.
Yeah, it'll
Oh.
it'll keep you in place.
Mhm.
It's a magical, I think, +2 weapon.
Yeah.
let's see.
Good
It's got
early on.
finesse.
Well, I could use short
It's got
swords.
finesse.
Do you want it?
It has finesse.
It's got finesse.
I'm not gonna use it.
It has
And it's
finesse.
I was just
certainly
gonna-
made of
oh.
bone.
I was
I'm gonna, like,
listening to the music.
kinda
Maybe
move
I
it
should
around
have
a
paid a
little
little more attention. Actually, that.
Yeah, all yours.
Okay.
While they're all inspecting that, I'm gonna take one of the bear traps and
Finesse.
stuff it into
Crazy.
my craftsman's bag.
That must be how it's so light and quick to wield. Do some fencing poses. Whatever they look. Yeah.
Everyone was dodging Nik-Nak before, now everyone's dodging Harmony.
It's much more controlled looking.
Tight spaces, tight spaces. Looking.
Did we have was someone just doing something or?
I
or we-
put one of the bear traps in the bag.
Oh, okay.
I'm wrapped
I mean, you
up
never.
with my
Those could be
research
good
right
to.
now.
No, I'm keeping one, just in
Well-
case, but
Where's the other one?
I put it in my bag.
So you have both of them.
Yeah, but one at the ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we never know.
It's a good idea.
Hopefully, we don't have to use it, but if we do, at least it's good to have something we can kind of leave behind us or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, that reminds me. I'll open up Sledgehog again. I'll take out the Arcanium. I'll put that in my craftsman's bag as well.
Do you, Nik-Nak, do you think they're using it for some sort of power source, the Arcanium?
That's generally what it's used for. Yeah. Either empowering magic or empowering technology. So it's a very sort of like everyone wants their hands on it nowadays.
I wonder if they're using it to,
Maybe they're trying to infuse it into the sword or
maybe
pieces they find.
that's
or...
what they use to purify or transform the lifeblood, potentially.
Maybe
too.
there's a way we can go back there and shut that machine down. That should stop them.
Yeah, maybe chip off a few pieces.
We didn't explore the whole area.
I say we should go back as soon as possible. I don't want to leave that guy there.
Yeah, I
Find
agree
Kill.
with Zakkai, especially
First.
finding Kill. I don't know if we want to wait around for a guy we don't know is there.
We
We can
there
find
was
out
like a
where-
second way in
Through the sewers.
Oh, it's through the sewers.
Yeah.
We didn't.
We
see
don't know.
yet.
We didn't know how to
Entrance
get there
exit.
though.
We don't
We
know
just
how
know
to
it
get to
connects
the
to
other
it.
end.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
found the sewer.
We
and
saw
followed
it
the
going
direction.
Yeah.
out back towards the
Make our way
city.
out.
Yeah.
The last door we didn't go through. We heard voices on the other
Right.
side.
It was like 3 people or something.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, do we go back the same way, or do we try to find another way in, or
Well, they're probably
They're
going to
probably
be
gonna-
high
yeah.
alert now.
if
Yeah.
they see that someone's been in there and destroyed some of the stuff?
Yeah.
I don't. They're going to be extra cautious. Probably have more people there.
Yeah, you're right.
We need to find out more about who these people were that it was being delivered to.
Maybe they can
Kill
help us.
Knows.
If they're against this cult, then they would
and
help me.
Yeah.
He may also know
That's part of it.
paid him to intercept her.
Maybe we could try to throw them off the trail. Start a rumor that people like us ran out of town with a strange cube.
Sure. Yeah. That's actually a pretty good idea.
I don't know anyone here, but
Well, maybe this kiln, if it seems like he takes jobs for money or something, he must know people. Maybe we could get him to spread the word to other seedy underbelly types.
Maybe Harmony. Maybe
I doubt
you,
it would be widely known throughout the city that we ran off with this cube, and I don't know if regular people would know what that is.
Maybe you should go up on stage and perform a song about people who stole the box and ran away from town.
That's
like
a
a
great idea.
like a local. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great events.
A folk
There's no
song.
one in this tavern right now.
That's true.
But they're all the
We
other
need an
musicians,
audience.
and then they'll
Yeah.
play your good song and then spread it around.
Yeah.
What if you audition and then
I mean, that is how stories, stand the test of time, through song and poetry and literature, and I like this idea. Wow, I could create my own song. Okay.
I think
We'll
you'll
work
become
on
a legend in these parts if you did. Right, guys?
Worth a shot. Maybe talk to the barkeep to sneak in front of the line, and there you go.
He's not paying
I
attention.
wouldn't cut the line, but I need a few minutes to write the song anyways.
Is your uniform still damaged too? Didn't
I
it get
guess-
like singed?
I did get splashed with
Yeah,
acid.
I can if it's small enough.
So I
I'll-
would have cleaned up the acid, but
if it's small enough, I can just cast mending on it and everything back together for you, just so that you're gussied up for ready to go on stage.
Oh,
Just,
thank you.
Here, wait 1 second, just right there, and then
I
little
look ready for the
little
spotlight.
tiny threads come out of Tem's hands, like they're each attached to one of his fingers, and he like it's like finger knitting almost, and just all kind of gets re-stitched back together, and it's cool. Good to see.
Again, it's the second time, Harmony, that you kind of witnessed Tim and these big elephantine hands doing insanely delicate, intricate kind of work. It's just and through magic, he just kind of weaves everything back together. And now everyone else kind of gets a view of it, of just crazy hands that are so fingers this thick, able to weave things together so easily.
That's why you should
it's
never
pretty
judge
impressive.
someone based on the way that they look.
And a little monocle is yep, that would look pretty good. I think you're good to go.
It matches exactly. Thank
It's a
you.
good color.
Thanks. Well,
So,
what if I did the song at the Loose Cannon?
Mm.
Maybe it could be, I'm sure it'll be, it'll really draw the crowd in. I'll make it something upbeat so people will want to come watch and dance. If you need a distraction, maybe it could also be a bit of a distraction.
Sure.
And
And
maybe
see
it'll earn us a little extra money.
and isn't that where
Is the goal to
yeah.
perform it here to attract people here?
And
or
then
is
we
it
can-
go
I'd
to
rather
the
have a
stand?
larger audience.
Well, then we can maybe
Kill
while she's performing, and then we can find for killing.
Yeah. We can
Right.
do it over at the loose cannon and
Well, you
talk
can
to
do
Kim at the
everything
same time.
in
From
one
that
shot.
time at the loose cannon, when Zakkai and I were there, was there entertainment?
When you were there wasn't any entertainment currently happening or whatnot. It was very kind of a raucous, loud kind of.
Did it look like there was a stage there anywhere?
Make a history check.
Can I as well? Since I
Yeah, you were there.
3.
You were too fixated on keeping yourself safe, Zakkai safe.
Yeah.
dirty 20.
Very funny.
Nice.
You
Hold on,
guys.
hold on,
That's where I'm
19.
gonna be
Yeah.
performing later.
I didn't see a stage, but I saw a stripper pole.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was about.
I never forget one.
Weirdly enough, actually, yeah, kind of like that. Not exactly a stage, but there certainly were areas that
I'm not sure it's the
people
kind of
set
stage
up.
that you would want to perform, Harmony.
It wasn't actually a place that had a set
There's
stage.
no.
Take off a couple layers.
I just fixed her outfit for it.
I'm just saying.
But this is good color on
Yeah,
me.
like I said, good color.
It's a great color on you, Harmony. Okay, so then here, do you want to do it here? You can audition now and then maybe perform tonight or this week and have a lot of
And then
people.
Bad idea to have a-
check
Some
out.
other
A practice room.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you kills at
See
the other
if
place.
Fionn is still there.
Split up.
Just take a quick look. We don't have to engage.
I don't feel be able to help myself.
Well,
Right, Anara?
I'm coming.
Great.
well, I suppose I could do a practice run here, and then, maybe later today or tonight, when there's a crowd at the Loose Cannon, we
Or even
go there and.
perform it here and wait for word to get around. I mean,
How many people are, if we peek out into the main room again?
You can like look through the little kind of peephole. There's like in line or just in general
In the whole place.
in the whole place. There's like roughly 17 people total.
I'm thinking you audition or get on the bill for later.
Oh, for here, for later tonight.
And then in the
nice.
meantime, we can just check out the loose cannon, see if one kiln is still there, and possibly these other travelers who looked like they may be waiting for someone.
No, we can scope it out.
If we don't find anything, we still have our plan to tell the epic tale of the stealers of the box.
You called me that once,
Well,
Or whatever.
What does that mean?
You're the artist, so maybe that's not a good title. But
I'll explain.
I'm sure I'll think of something. Okay, I like this plan. And
Okay.
I'm sure there'll be a large
Old
audience
enough.
if it's an
I'll tell you
open
later.
stage evening. Okay, just making sure it's not on my leg. Well, I mean, it probably won't take me very long to perform my song, and assuming that they choose me to perform tonight, then thanks. Maybe just 10 minutes or so, and we can all go over to the Loose Cannon. Might be good to stick together just in case anything happens or anyone comes looking for us.
I agree.
Yeah, splitting up, especially when there's danger afoot, is more likely to something might happen and we might need to be there.
Maybe we should have a meeting time and a meeting place. Like back here?
Well,
I thought we just said to stick together.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just,
I think
Sorry, I
Harvey
was
is going to do
Checking
the
something on
audition.
Fletch Hawk.
I'll
Which we don't
just,
think will take
I'll
very
do the
long.
audition really quick.
Lost in the sauce.
I'll do the audition really quick. If I get chosen, we'll come back here tonight and I'll perform a new song for the crowd. If they go with someone else, then we'll go to the Loose Cannon and I'm sure I can still, even if I just stand, somewhere in the tavern and start playing, everyone likes a rousing, upbeat song.
Impromptu performance.
Yeah.
And you can draw some of the. That's right.
I'll
at the very
stand
least,
wherever.
Got it.
There's the most space to find the pole.
Okay, well, you all have been there before, so you know. Thanks for the tip.
Or if you write the song really well, you can just convince whoever plays it to just play your song.
Oh, that's true.
That's where all the real money in music is, in songwriting.
Yeah, you seem very convincing.
I'm a decent lyricist. Usually at school, I would just play just the music, more for background. If there was a school event, or if maybe the headmaster was hosting a dinner or something, me and a couple of people would play the music for that, or for the acrobatics or the dance club, they would ask me to play their accompanying music. So that's all. I haven't written a song in a while, but I'm sure I could put something pretty good together.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can do it.
Okay.
I believe in you. And we can get you to the front of that line, I'm sure. Well, distraction or whatever.
We won't cut the line.
How
We'll get in
long
front
is
of the line.
how long is the line
You
now?
might eliminate the line.
There's like 3-4 people left.
Well, let me give me a second. Let me make sure that my lyres in tune for the song I have in mind, and I'll like sit on one of the couches to like tune it. And if you guys want to do whatever you're gonna do,
if we're ready,
I won't take part.
If we're ready to like leave the room or whatever, I'm gonna find a booth to sit in and like maybe order like a raw steak, sit down, and as the people are auditioning, I'll just start. Boo! You suck! Put someone good up there to try and like help. For what she does.
Love a heckle.
I'll say
Put someone good up there.
that's. I'm trying to decide which charisma check. Literally booing and jeering somebody off the stage.
Intimidation.
Yeah. Give me its intimidation.
I'm sure I am fantastic at that.
Did we ever identify the band blue thing with a name slash?
Yeah, it's the
the-
rod of many lengths, or
That's the thing.
Infinite 10-foot pole.
the rod of many sizes.
Okay, so you have that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You just push them off the stage with the pole, just like have it grow. Just
I would touch that with a 10-foot
use
pole.
it as a crop.
What? A 60-foot pole.
Alright. Intimidation? Okay. 18.
18. Okay. As you can like get out, after a minute or so, the bartender kind of like stares at you awkwardly when you ask for a raw steak, but then just shrugs his shoulder and that makes sense, and kind of like heads to the back a little bit, comes back out, just slides like a plate with a full just like raw slab of meat on it, slides it towards you. 3 silver.
3 silver. 2 silver. Right? I mean, you didn't cook it. There's no labor attached to the meat.
2 silver.
2 silver.
2 silver. Is the plate ceramic or metallic?
Ceramic.
Okay. I'll go sit down there.
Garbage.
Actually, yeah, no. I'll just take the steak and let it loll out of my mouth and push the plate back over to him and go.
Silverware is metal though.
I'll take the silverware with me.
Okay.
I need these, but
I'll literally just push the silver.
Eventually, you do get the steak, get to the table, and start like booing and jeering one of the acts. At the moment, it's a small group of what looks to be dragonborn, 2 elves, and a dwarf that are all kind of there, putting together a little. They're very I'll say the fantasy equivalent version of like Mumford & Sons kind of music.
Oh.
There's like the washboard and like but think Mumford & Sons a bit more jug band, just like slightly that direction, nudge it that way. Still on point vocals though. But with that intimidation check, there are a few like sour notes, and there are a few kind of moments where the singers clearly got a little distracted and maybe kind of fell behind a little bit as they're trying to search the dark tavern for the source of that. But seems to be doing the job. Cool. But what is everyone else doing while you guys?
I'm not gonna be near the heckling.
I'm gonna go to the line of performers, and I'm just gonna start like trying to make them as insecure as possible.
Just psych them out.
Yeah, absolutely. Make them leave. Make them like, oh, maybe I'll go last. You know, like that kind of like nervous to go up.
Give me an intimidation check.
Are we all like pretending we don't know each other to try and like get this?
I
thing
would
where,
have gone separate from you all and sat in my own booth and just like.
Okay, all right.
If anyone wants to join me, they can. I don't care. I didn't do well, so if anyone
Tom's gonna go off to his own table or whatever too, and just take out his weaver's tools, and he's knitting. He's just yeah.
Sure, I will little brother up to Zakkai and also just be a heckler. I wish my ears weren't as big so I don't have to listen to this.
Well, my friend,
Dang, I
you should be
need
more worried
cutting
about
words.
these guys in line. Another loot act.
Did you? What was your?
Should have tapped
Great,
it.
it was 11.
11. Okay.
Like,
I mean,
use
it's
my
definitely-
metal foot to like tap dance with it.
11 is enough to unnerve one or two of the people. At least get them kind of like you get them like second guessing their song choice and like,
Okay.
well, maybe I should have like,
I'll take it.
what do you think? You get like one of the smaller bands kind of like quickly swapping amongst themselves, like, no, we should lead with this. And they are clearly, you've planted some dissent in the race.
Oh, you guys.
Need more handbell.
You guys don't seem like you're very prepared. Are you gonna be ready?
Yes, we've been rehearsing for weeks. Yes, we have. I really think that Dawn of Tomorrow should be our first song.
Well, like Dawn of Yesterday.
Ooh, Dawn of Tomorrow. I think we've all heard that one so many times now.
See, even they think so. I think that we should lead with Fresh Snowfall. I think that's our best one. It has the bells in it. She does a diva over there with bells. She's gonna use bells.
And she's really good. I don't think that's your strongest option.
And they already like starting to squabble amongst themselves.
I'm expecting an EP of all of these songs now at some point. This is going to be the project.
Somebody write that down.
Yeah.
Write that there.
Subscribe to our page now. We don't have it.
We will. Maybe. I think so. I'm gonna always keep this in. Anara, are you sticking around? Or...
Yes.
No. Absolutely. And how are you in line?
Sounds like I'm in tune, and also I'll walk out of the room and get in line, however many people are left in line, and just wait my turn.
I'll say after. Actually, I'm gonna have the next 3 acts all make performance checks with disadvantage.
Yay. Oh my gosh.
Suckers.
Thank you.
Crowd.
Because I'm like, damn, if I just roll bad, this is all going
If I have to take out this gun, I will.
Turn this into a real saloon. Yeah.
just like your hand drifts towards your side. You're like,
You dance.
You go.
First group that Nik-Nak was heckling rolled a 5.
Yeah.
Second group, even worse with a 3
Hell
on the
yeah.
dice. And the last group, not bad. They rolled 19 and a 16, so they did okay. Last group did all right.
Little competition.
Yeah, just a little bit. But I will say, eventually we get to harmony, and you're kind of like that bell rings, and the people on stage quickly quiet themselves and kind of like wait awkwardly for a moment before just like, oh, we're supposed to go, and then kind of shuffle off stage. And then you're sort of like ushered out on stage. What's the start of the harmony performance?
So, okay, well, I'll go up on stage. Well, for my audition, I'm going to play an oldie but a goodie, the Farmer's Daughter's Wedding, a classic jig. Many people kind of forget about it because it's traditional, but as soon as they hear it, everyone remembers how fun it is. Everyone gets up and dances. I think you're gonna love it. And
Woo! Love that one.
I'll start with more prestidigitation. Basically starting like a kind of just like a beat, like a kind of like a stomping, like as if you had like a tambourine on your ankle, kind of like a kind of tambourine stomp, sort of just as the beat for like a few beats, and then start in with just like a rousing, upbeat, like you'd hop around dancing. Absolutely. Spinning in a circle kind of.
Can I be like
kind of
stomping
dance.
around with the beat to like help it try to like echo reverb?
For sure. Harmony, give me a performance check with advantage.
Oh god, which one am I trusting this time?
The big bod roll.
But yeah, it's my first big bard roll. 24.
24.
Yeah. Oh, you made me nervous.
Yeah, I was like, uh-oh.
No, this was yes.
It is indeed an oldie, but a very goodie, as kind of
Oh my
harmony
god, I
starts.
love this song. I forgot about this song. It's one of those.
It's absolutely one of those where all of you sort of like, oh, I've heard this one, and you can't even remember the last time you heard it, but find yourselves like, if not outwardly jumping around and dancing all over the place, at least toes tapping, at least sort of like swaying with it. You actually get through a good 94% of the song before that bell kind of rings on the table.
A little put off by having to stop early, but okay.
The one seat at the table kind of finished scrawling a few notes before long, delicate fingers set the quill down. And you notice their fingers have a glint of a little bit of a glint in the light. And before realizing it's because there is no flesh, there's no skin. It's just their bodies composed of sleek, polished silver. And while not unheard of, soul forged is rare to come by. Mechanical automatons that at one point were simply mindless servants or warriors known as warforged. They were built to serve. These automatons were little more than just objects and people's belongings. But at one point, a couple decades ago, suddenly a large majority of them woke up for no reason. There's no explanation to this day. They all, the ones that have woken up, claim to have a mind, will, personality, all their own, and have dubbed themselves soul forged instead of warforged. But the figure stands, sequins of their glittering gold flapper-like dress tinkling softly against their silver skin. Blue sapphires dimly glow behind the narrow slits for eyes and the delicate silver faceplate, which is engraved with delicate scrawling around the eyes, giving her the illusion of makeup. A sort of sculpture of a rose gold curls spiral over her head, kind of giving her the illusion of Marilyn Monroe, kind of like those tight curls, all but set instead in rose gold, kind of like ribbons.
That's cool.
Her body gently whirs and clicks as she kind of stands up and moves. The movement of her body, weirdly, the person that finds it the most familiar is you, Anara. She has a very precise and mechanical way of moving, but everything is very delicate. Everything is very fragile. It's almost as if she's made of porcelain instead of silver. But she kind of turns and kind of gracefully gestures towards you and kind of waves you down from the stage.
Hug my lyre and walk down.
She looks up and down, her face obviously expressionless, but then she kind of tilts her head and kind of pops the head out to the side. Well, ain't you just pretty as a picture?
Thank you.
You got talent. You got talent, girl. You got talent. I'll give you that. And she kind of reaches a hand out. Ingenue. Enchanted, I'm sure.
Harmony Claremont.
She kind of delicately takes her hand. And her hand is exactly as you sort of expect it to be. It's cold and hard. It's just touching a mannequin hand that weirdly touches back before it kind of gently pulls away. No offense to the others. Then she kind of gestures to the others that are packing up instruments and whatnot, of the other bards, the other auditioners. No offense to the others, but you're head and shoulders above these kinds. What are you doing playing in my cozy little establishment?
Oh, I just never gotten to play in front of an audience that wasn't other students at my school, and so I want to play for real people.
Have you never played in front of a real audience before?
Well, I've played in front of audiences, but for people that already knew who I was. I want to try playing for strangers.
Alright. Well, she kind of gestures back up to the stage. Music box stage is all yours whenever you want it. That was good. I haven't heard that song in a long time.
Thank you.
One of the better renditions I've ever played.
Oh, well, what I was thinking, if you are amenable to this, I was going to write a brand new song.
Oh.
And still upbeat. I still want people dancing, but a brand new song, and maybe come back tonight and I'll play some other warm-up tunes. I'll get everybody interested and, some standards, and then premiere this new song and right at, kind of the peak of the night, whatever time you think that would be.
She kind of thinks for a moment and drums her fingers, and it's on her face before she kind of
clicking on the
keyboard.
keyboard.
But she doesn't even know, it's just her.
Yeah.
But she kind of without looking, kind of glances back towards the bar. Hey Earl, who's headlining tonight? And the bartender, still in his book, kind of without glancing up.
Earl.
Dominic.
Right.
Goodbye, Earl.
And she nods and kind of like,
Not the
send a message to Dominic. Bump him to tomorrow. We got another headliner tonight.
Well, I wouldn't want to bump anybody out of their
Bob-um!
place, but I mean, it's up to you.
Dominic's an asshole, Dominic. We'll be fine.
Oh, well, I guess I don't feel that bad then. Okay.
But he slays on the harpsichord. I'll tell you that much right now. But
maybe we could do
Still
a bit of
an
an
ass.
accompaniment sometime.
I wouldn't recommend it.
All right, well, I'll take your word for it. You said 8 is the prime slot?
I didn't say, but that sounds nice.
Okay. Then
Just after sunset is usually when the crowd starts kicking in. How long are you planning on playing? What's your set like? Do I have to get some backups, some openers, or can you handle yourself for the full hour?
Oh, I can. Oh, full hour. Yes, I can play a full hour. Yes, I'll do your standard set list. Kind of start really exciting, get everybody drawn in. A few slow songs, make them remember, a lost love, a ship sunk at sea, a heroic, doomed, fated battle.
We love an artiste that can paint a picture.
Thank you. And then pick it back up a little more with a crowd pleaser, and then the premiere.
Interesting. I will say that originals hit and miss in this place.
It's a
They
risk.
can either do well or they get you booed off the stage. One or the other. You're responsible for your own well-being. Obviously, won't let any harm befall you when you're on stage. There's an enchantment. If anyone throws anything on stage, that will be diverted from you. Once you're off the stage, you're on your own, sweetheart.
All right.
So I hope you're as good as that last one was.
I think I am. But we'll find out tonight.
Guess we will.
All right. Well, I'll be ready at 7.
All right. And what's your name?
Harmony.
Harmony. Perfect. Writes itself.
The best
Marketing.
coincidence, really.
Oh, love it. We'll see you back here, though.
Okay.
Don't be late, though. And don't put late performers on my stage.
I'm never late.
She kind of looks back at the bards that clearly were packing up and were trying their best to overhear this, and then packed up slower. It's it takes a long time to buckle this loot case so they could hear. And she kind of turns back to them. She's like, "What are you waiting for? You didn't get it. Get out!" Before they kind of quickly jump and quickly grab their things and head out.
Man, I love songs about strange boxes and weird items.
What about if we were to make some flyers and stick them around in town
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
with a intriguing name for the first performance ever of the Ballad of the Nest? Something that might pique the interest of the people
The kooks.
Yeah.
who may be looking. We'll see who shows up.
That's a great
Has
idea.
anyone-
Something snappy to get
Something-
people's attention.
Has anyone
Something
seen
that
us?
has just enough that it, and then we make
don't
sure
think
that a few
anyone's
of
seen
these
us.
flyers are in and around the loose cannon.
I think that's
That might reveal our hand a bit too much if we call it the Nest, because I think the Nest was the name
Maybe
used,
too close.
Yeah.
and
Just a
some of the
suggestion of something that
people have
keeps
seen
saying
us.
Would definitely
Flying the
the
coop?
leader.
But
my
I
secret
I
box.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Drum
maybe.
up the excitement.
Yeah, I'll keep my secret box.
Boxes
in-
are cool.
As
Boxes are great.
as a
Heist on the
a
train.
potential title.
Mhm.
Oh,
Box
a train
train
heist. Oh, a
heist.
heist is always a good story.
As
Ballad of-
many subtle suggestions.
Yeah, very
It's
subtle. Nothing
Very
too direct.
I mean, we could also, as well as the flyers, place a few rumors.
Yeah.
Who wants to be? I like this amazing new bard is in
Yeah.
town. She has this amazing story
A new story. A
Yeah.
new
of
song.
a daring group of
Maybe
Yeah,
a ballad to what was witnessed at the train station. Sort of glorifying the epic tale of what happened.
We just have to be careful that
We're
whatever
sending
we
out
I
a
say.
do
team of
wanna
folk
try to-
heroes,
I
by the
do-
way.
I
That's
do-
what's happening here.
I do want to try to make it an upbeat song, just to keep the crowd entertained. And sometimes it's hard
Yeah.
to. I'll have to. It'll be tricky. It's hard to make a jig about essentially a tragedy, but. And I want it to. It needs to be obvious enough that people know that we're talking about the train
It
incident.
needs to
And
read
somebody else other than us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not you.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a tragedy either. You can talk about how we saw them and that we, not that we, but it's rumored, it's legend that these heroes got the box out of town. Like a uplifting, like they beat the bad guys by keeping this secret box away from them.
Well, yeah.
Gives them a direction to, move toward off our trail.
That's true, and if anyone from the cult happens to hear the song, they'll think that we've already handed it off, and if anyone else,
Well, then that might question us.
Yeah. Might they interrogate you then to see how you heard this
Well,
information?
Well, we can take them.
they've already seen all of us.
Yeah.
We can just
Right.
handle it.
Sure.
I think we
Just
If they
jump
come
on
to
them.
the
we
tavern,
expect
they'll
them
probably
to
just.
come to the tavern.
Throw hands.
See who shows up.
Throw paws.
I think at the end
I
of
don't
the
think
day,
that. I doubt the
Basil.
cults will show up. We
Scared me
more
there.
just want word to get around
Paws of
among the
fury.
citizens that
I do want to be on the other
the
end of your
box
legs.
is not in the city anymore.
yeah.
Well, they may have spies in the area too. You never know.
Right. But the spies probably won't attack us in the open.
I'm gonna look around for anyone listening to us when they start saying spies.
I guess, yeah, did we move at least
Whoa!
off into the...
Yeah, if we can
So where the
if
group-
we can
I went
start
to where
going
the
toward the
group
loose
was.
cannon, that might be a good
You
idea.
wanna
Um,
find kill him?
30-20.
When she says that, you kind of like immediately like
Yeah.
the instincts kick in.
Right.
The little kobold survival is like, I need to survive or else I'm gonna get crushed and die.
Yeah.
Like immediately sparks up, and you look around. No one, at least in the music box, seems to be paying any attention to you guys. Earl at the bartender is still in his book. Anjou, the soul forge, has left, kind of retreated to the back rooms of the place. You do kind of like, I'll paint it in the Nik-Nak in the chair on the stool, kind of like leaning back, and you get just a nice view outside. Again, it's now a bit later in the morning. There's more bustle, especially in this part of town, outside, and you do see a pair of constables speaking to somebody and clearly like asking them and interrogating them. And you do see at one point the constable, you can't hear what they're saying, but you do see that he's speaking, and then he is speaking, says something about this, and he says something about this, and then something about this.
We'll look
Before
over
the
at
person kind of shakes their head, and the constable
look
nods.
over at Hops with like a familiar. We're in shit. We're in shit. We're
I
in
like
shit
take
mode.
my scarf and just like slowly wrap it around my ears to
Yeah.
like bring them down.
I'm just gonna sort of slunch behind Sledgehog. Hey guys.
I'll just like slowly
Whatever-
start pushing Sledgehog.
Whatever we're gonna do, we should go because I think there's the heat.
Yeah,
It's on us.
let's get out of here.
Okay.
Is there a back way out?
Not that you know.
My fur's getting fuzzy.
We'll sneak out the front.
Casual.
It'll be all right. Just no sudden moves.
What's the
I'm gonna put up my
exact plan? Right now.
whatever the fabric.
So now we're going to...
Giant man in a brightly colored robe.
I'm gonna just cling. I'm just gonna quickly scurry up Tim's back and cling to his back like a spider.
Just okay.
Just scoot
Okay.
out the
Go.
door.
Go. Sidestep it. Excuse
Are we
me.
making flyers?
on the way or something.
So we'll go pick up some parchment,
Yeah,
make some flyers,
that'll probably be easy
and
to
then
find.
maybe drop a few rumors about the ballad.
Yeah, we can
Or
maybe
the-
drop some
the
rumors
anthem,
while we're
whatever
at
we
the
decide. The
other
title.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, are we trying to steal their audience from
Is
loose
the-
cannon? Is that
Is
Yeah,
the
the
just try to
plan
get
have them
as many
come
people as possible.
to
Yeah.
the music box
Mhm.
and confront them there, or is it too?
Well, we don't want the cult to come.
I think,
Oh,
I
we're
think,
We
not-
just start starting a rumor.
I
so
think
the
generally
song-
it's
figure out.
to draw them, at least draw them out of the lighthouse if it comes to
Oh.
a confrontation.
Oh, my
Are
understanding.
we? No, I thought we were just trying
We're
to
trying
get
to
more
find
people into
kill.
the.
We just want the community to start talking about how the box is now with these
Yeah.
other people.
Right.
Just say
With
like,
the purpose
oh,
of making them leave town.
brand
almost,
new
or
star
at least
Yeah,
send
to,
some
to
people
get
out.
off of us.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
you were saying that like we're drawing them out for
To fight them? No.
Great.
No.
I
No.
thought we wanted to talk to them.
No.
the
People who like killed. don't
oh
we?
no yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
we don't want to talk to
We're not
the
trying to
cult.
draw the
Okay.
cultists to the tavern with flyers. We're just trying to be like, oh,
No,
everyone come out.
I
to
thought
the
we
tavern.
were trying to draw to kill and possibly the people to whom the box was being delivered to where we
No.
can find them.
No, because if the only way to draw them to us is to say that we have it. We don't want to let everyone know that we have it.
But we still need to talk to them. We need to
Yeah.
find out who they are.
Well, right, but he says he frequents the loose cannon, so there's a good chance we'll find him there or find out when he might be there. So that's just kind of like the end of our walk, separate from the music. Yeah?
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought we were
Okay.
going to go talk to him next and then sort of like plan this sort of like diversionary confusion tactic.
Yeah. That's how I understood it as well. So as we walk, I think I'm going to loudly be turning to people and be like, did you hear about that show that's going to be happening at the Music Box tonight? Amazing. This tiefling, a talent like we've never seen before.
Before we go, I don't think we should go in one big group.
Oh, true. Well,
Okay.
I'm going with him.
Because they've seen us. So
Mm,
maybe in pairs.
yeah, we could do that.
Are we all meeting at the loose cannon? Or are we going
Yeah, right, we're
separately
all going
throughout
to-
the city and spreading those things?
I assume we're like just going to be walking like 50 paces away from each other.
You could take like subtle.
Okay,
different
I see,
Yeah.
I see.
Just not
Yeah.
all in one.
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
clump.
yeah, yeah,
Got it. Sure.
Just a few minutes apart,
Yeah.
but we're all still just going to the loose tavern.
So
Loose
how are
cannon.
we pairing? You're on him, so
He's literally on
that's
my
one
back.
group.
Zakkai, can you come with me and
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
thank you. I'm just trying to
Take
like
care.
roll.
Take care of him. Take care of him.
And we'll go just after them.
Can you even see over this? Let me do this.
And I haven't walked to the loose cannon before, so I'll be filling in my map. Oh,
Don't worry, it's the top.
new neighborhood.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Do you climb on people often?
When the
Should-
need arises.
Should I be expecting this more?
If the need arises.
Okay.
Just steer clear of the
Keep an eye out
constables.
for
Yeah.
constables and try and make sure you avoid them.
Glad you said that. You kind of step out, not the first to kind of leave, but Anara, you do see stepping out, maybe again, 20 feet away from you, a little bit further down the street. You can just make out the top of Tem's head over the crowd, being so tall, and you do see maybe like 10 feet and just around the corner ahead of Tem, rounding that corner, is a constable that is walking right up to Tem and kind of like flags you down. It's like, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Just a quick question.
Hello.
Yes. Were you at the Scarlet Rail station yesterday? And he has a little like notepad.
Everyone was there. It was the talk of the town.
Did you happen to witness any suspicious characters specifically? We had information passed down from the conductors of the Scarlet Rail that a kobold and a paragon were spotted on the train without tickets.
I'm like angling my back away from it, like chest out, trying to like my ears kind of like folding back to make a tent behind me to hide.
Shocking.
This is the NYPD.
Yeah. What? There was chaos that happened. I can't tell you what all happened there. Is
We're
there
just
something
trying to gather
amiss?
as much witness information as we can.
I-
Piece together what happened.
I don't know exactly how everything went down, but there was a kerfuffle. Yeah. I wish I had more information for you, but there were many people there.
Well, I understand. Thank you so much for your cooperation. He kind of like hands you a small like rolled up scroll, like These are instructions on how to reach the Centurion Tower, which is the constable headquarters.
Oh, very good.
If you see any kobolds or Herringon that act suspicious, please do not hesitate. Report that to us. We have suspicion that they may be behind the attack, as they were the only ones that were undocumented on the train.
I see. Well, I thank you for the information. I will be sure to keep my eyes out. Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. You miss, and you kind of like move over to.
I hustle.
I see that conversation happening. I'll kind of steer Harmony around. We'll take a different route. We'll fill in another couple of streets.
As much as I can write.
Okay, here's more street. Well, great idea. I'll make my map a little more complete.
We should go.
You okay back there?
District as well.
Okay, I'm okay.
So, take a detour.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could like walk underneath, like if you crouch underneath me and I cover my cloak over you and just like
Oh, like
awkwardly-
you've got like a
not like a hump. Like if you're how tall?
2 feet tall.
Okay, so you could probably walk in between my legs, ish,
Yeah,
and then like
keep
hunch
your
down,
robe a
and I
little
keep
bit.
my robe like
Yeah,
tied
yeah.
shut.
Just
Yeah,
sold one of his
perfect.
legs.
Yeah. There we go.
It's a little musty down here.
Hey, I have really good hygiene.
It's not musty.
Tem smells of spices and nuts and berries. And
It's actually
Nuts.
quite nice down here.
Yeah.
Might
Nuts
do
and
this more
berries.
It's in
often.
the shop.
Nuts and berries.
Little nuts and berries.
On the walk, I will keep an eye out for flyers, like paperworks, like paper, parchment, ink, etc., so that I can kind of like when we get to this canyon or after to prep for tonight.
Okay. No, make percentage check.
Not 20.
Some good nap 20s and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, using it to find paper is
Plus
pretty
6.
pretty useful in that
Yeah.
point. But easily
I
on
found
the way.
pre-made harmony flyers.
Yeah, they're already done.
Crazy.
You do pass by a shop that specifically
One of those mall
it's the,
kiosks that just
it's
does
the
something for you.
papyrus of Port Elsewhere. The shop that sells
A bit overpriced in here.
quills and ink bottles
But I
and
know I'll never use it.
fountain pens and rolls of parchment and craft supplies.
I'll do a quick pickup of supplies so we don't waste too much. How much would that cost?
Enough supplies to make a decent amount of flyers. I'll say 8 gold pieces.
Ooh.
But it's a decent, ream of papers. You got a lot of ink, a couple different colors.
Can I do a follow-up
Separate
perception check
the
for
stack.
later?
For glitter,
Hell
absolutely.
Crafting.
Hell yeah.
Specific glitter check.
So is it you 3 together or 4 together, and me and Tim are alone?
Just us.
Oh,
usually.
you
It's a
two.
full
Okay,
team.
okay. Just
14 glitter check.
We're all like in the vicinity.
Yeah,
but we're,
I just get the one color, not the
Just take
multicolored
another
one, not the rainbow
Yeah.
one.
Once we saw the constable, we're gonna
yeah.
scoot around.
You do get a little bit excited because you do see a little line of jars that are all kind of glittering and whatnot, and you kind of rush up and you do see that it's
Try to find the ones that match your school colors as best possible.
with that roll you get 1 color.
Might be colorblind.
How many colors can I see?
That's fair. Just for future reference, I'm gonna ask you, Steven, is Basil colorblind?
Sure, it's a little funny. Yeah,
All
I
right.
got that. Yeah.
Big decision.
Yeah.
Great.
We could look up if
Cut the
that is
wire.
correct.
I
They
mean,
probably
That's a follow-up question. What kind of colorblind? Is it blacks and whites, or is it just that kind of colorblind where I can't see blues, but it's all yellows, but I can still see?
I think I lose blues.
According to the internet, rabbits can see blue and green are the 2 colors.
Huh?
Okay.
I don't know.
But that's pretty limiting.
I mean, it is pretty limited.
It could be what's blue, green, and then shades of gray.
Yeah.
What's that book? The kids book.
I
Oh,
suppose I
beginner.
will have taught you
Beginner,
different
yeah.
colors. and
Yeah,
what
you
is
taught me
colored.
tones and shades. a
Like,
little bit better.
actually,
Yeah.
carrots are orange, but it's okay.
What?
Yeah. I'll try and work on some color correcting lenses or something along the journey.
Cute.
These little glasses.
Adorable.
Gonna have one of those YouTube videos, like you see
Yeah.
color for the first time.
Basil sees color for the first time.
Yeah.
Got 3
These little speedster goggles, yeah.
Oh my god, that was so cute. Anyway.
Alright. With supplies now purchased and constables avoided for the time being, you all kind of like spread out and then sort of reconvene again at the loose cannon. Where we? I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah.
Where are we
Yeah,
at?
yeah, we're going to this game.
Okay.
Loose plans, loose cannons.
Yeah.
This early in the morning, you go to loose cannon to find it all locked up and it's closed.
Oh no, I'm fine.
It's close.
Or at least the tavern portion of it, the inn portion of it
is open.
is open.
Hmm.
As you kind of like walk in, there's a sort of entryway where there's like a desk, and there's a separate door that leads into the tavern portion, which is closed.
Alright, I'll saunter my way up to the desk.
There is a halfling girl, maybe like early 20s, kind of like sitting on a few books on top of a stool. So she's high enough to kind of see over the counter.
Yeah.
But she's kind of like has a large ledger and is kind of making notes and putting gold on a little scale, making sure that people have paid up their rent for the week or whatnot. But as soon as you kind of walk in, she perks up a little bit, takes off the little accounting visor, and then puts on a little like bow in her hair to try to like. She's clearly trying to like up the hospitality game a little bit, and she kind of like straightens up a little bit. Hello and welcome to the loose cannon.
Oh, thank you so much.
Would you like a room for the day?
We were actually, me and my friends, we were kind of hoping that the tavern would be open. Bummer it's not.
Oh, sorry. The tavern opens at sundown.
Okay. Tell me now.
Tonight's specials are a plum stew and let's see, salted pork skewers with onions and green peppers.
Wow, that sounds amazing. We might just have to come back for the tavern. We heard that the drinks here are amazing.
We hope you do, and you will keep coming back. I assure you.
Well, actually, I stopped in to check it out recently. Saw someone there that I wondered might be a regular. Maybe you recognize them. A tiefling, red skin, smoke all around.
I think I know who you're talking about. Yes, he comes here quite often.
Oh, do you think he might be here tonight?
Perhaps.
Oh, does he stay here by chance?
Oh, I cannot divulge the identities of our guests for security purposes.
I didn't get your name. What was your name?
Poppy.
Poppy. I'm Zakkai.
Hi, Zakkai.
Apologize
It's a pleasure to meet
for
you.
my rudeness and not introducing myself.
Reservation under Zakkai.
No.
Is that with a Z or an S?
Neither. Can I be honest with you, Poppy? This tiefling, he's kind of an ex of mine.
Oh.
He kind of took some stuff from me, and I just need to talk to him.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I had some letters from my parents. They passed away a couple years ago, and I just really want them back. I've sent him like letters, and he won't answer them. So I just need to find him.
Well, gosh, make exception.
Got a little my ex story.
That is 16.
16? She definitely kind of like feels for you a little bit, and she's like really thinking about it. Kind of like looks around and then kind of puts her hands up on the counter so she can like lean up towards you. So, between you and me, just because I don't want any. I don't. You seem so nice, and I wouldn't want to ruffle any feathers or keep you from letters from your parents. Oh my goodness, that's heartbreaking.
Thank you.
He stays here. He has a room upstairs. So there's a good chance that he'll be at the tavern tonight. So hopefully you'll be able to see him and get what is yours back.
I really appreciate that, Poppy. You're so sweet, and that means a lot.
Sure. And anything else I could do? I mean, I just want to help any way I can. That's terrible. I would lose my mind if I knew that letters from my parents were taken from me. So
anything?
Within reason.
I mean,
She quickly adds.
if you have a little extra time, I have. I volunteered my time to an up and coming bard who is donating every proceed she makes it to charity.
Oh.
But unfortunately, I haven't had the time to write all these flyers. I was hoping maybe you could help. I could give you some, and you could just fill them out a little bit for me and display them.
Make another persuasion check.
While this was happening, could I have made a draft while this is going on?
Yeah,
It's a 10.
10.
This is just the girl at the front of the loose cannon.
Yeah.
And are we just like standing off to the side while he's?
I mean,
It's a huge stack, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Free
'Cause
labor, I don't know.
I think we maybe said Zakkai in first. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be standing awkwardly by while this happens. Like, if that was the vibe, Tem would probably be like
Yeah.
keeping an eye out outside, something like that.
Yeah, I guess if you were going in to do the talking, I'm writing my song right now. But if I guess I wasn't like staying outside or anything. So if I heard you kind of like trying to convince her for the flyers,
Yeah.
I would maybe just like, maybe he needs a little help in there, and like just do a little like bird whistle and give him inspiration.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's smart.
I would have thought that Zakkai would be a little better at talking to people.
We need to figure out what the title of the song is.
Oh, don't worry, I'm working on it. I don't think it needs to be on
Before
the.
we have to, like making the
6. For a total of 16.
Oh, and I wonder what it does
okay.
for ability checks. Let me double check.
Oh.
Also.
Oh, that's true, because it is a...
Yeah.
You got special bardic inspiration.
Special dice.
Ability check. Oh, you can just re-roll it if you want and choose which roll to use. It's like advantage
Mm.
Okay.
Advantage on the
on the
6.
on the bardic die.
Okay. I got it.
That's cool.
That's
That's pretty great. You kind of like set down this big stack of papers in front of her, and you rolled a 16, you said?
Mm-hmm.
She kind of like looks at the stack and the ink a little bit, and she's like, "Oh, I mean, I could like definitely like put up flyers and stuff for you, but I mean, I'm first thing about making them."
Oh, well, luckily my friend here has a draft you could copy.
I slap one on the table. Is it just a straight roll? What do I add to it?
Can make her write them by hand all day.
It's basically just like Harmony's super awesome show. Like that's basically as like an elementary school kid. Did.
Lots of like stars around it.
Heck yeah, some stars, some bells.
Say we're premiering a new
Oh,
song.
really?
Everyone loves a new song.
New
We
big
have-
song.
yeah,
You
yeah,
have to
yeah.
put the details of the song on. That's the
I
whole
don't think
point of
so.
that.
I don't think.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
the first draft.
It
It's the
has
first
to have a
draft.
title.
Yeah. It's on.
It's
It'll
gonna
be on
lure
there.
people to come and listen to
on
it.
there.
There's the glitter pop.
Yeah, yeah.
Or we just have that. I don't know. I think I'm hiding you still
Brand
while I'm
new
looking out for concepts.
epic
Totally
scale.
We're
fine.
just in like the coat room
Set
doorway.
to
doing
masterful
little,
music.
Coat check area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the little
Yeah, what's that you found?
the foyer. And he's at the
At the front
check-in
desk.
table.
Yeah.
I get roll a d20 and your charisma modifier.
Okay, great. That was a 16 as well.
Okay, so the rough draft. It's pretty good.
Sick.
It's definitely
Yeah.
it's definitely in that kind of vibe with like it's got a little too many stars and bells and glitter on it, but it actually is like
First draft. It's good.
kind of it's for a first draft pretty damn great.
Not knowing the title, it's great.
She kind of like
How about these carrots?
she like looks it over and like, oh okay I mean I can try to like replicate a few of them.
You are too kind, Poppy.
She like kind of like
Whatever they're
thumps-
paying
This
you
one's
here,
right for the fridge.
it's not enough.
Well, thank you. She kind of like takes at least a good like 10
Have
pages from the
calligraphy.
stack.
I do this shit.
I save a couple for Anara.
She only takes like the first like 10 pages.
Yeah, I figured she wouldn't take
As,
the whole
as she's
stack.
like, I'll like do those and I'll put them up around here.
Ugh, you are an angel,
Oh.
if those exist in this world.
I think I've heard of creatures that have wings and
You're whatever that is.
celestial. That's what they're called.
You're celestial to me, Poppy.
You're so sweet.
Also, love the bow.
Thanks. I just thought it would brighten. It goes with my eyes. People say. So
That's exactly what I was just thinking. Weren't you just thinking that? Incredible. Incredible. It's already paying off.
Yeah. My new favorite canon fact. Absolutely. But no, she like takes the few pages and like between her like actual work, she kind of like will go back and forth between like the rough draft and kind of does it. Actually, let's see how good she is. All right, pretty middle of the road. It's she's able to kind of replicate them well enough that the information is on there.
Good enough.
Not as good as the original. Yeah.
Of course.
Oh,
The master.
but we'll give him to Anara.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Poppy. If you're not working tonight, you should come over to the loose cannon.
Oh my god! I mean,
Oh, the music box.
It's just
I'm at the loose cannon, but
Sorry.
music box.
I get confused around pretty girls.
Oh, I make a.
Are you flexing?
I'm
Like
talking.
No, like are you like
I mean, Zakkai always.
subtly like little tightening up the muscles?
Like,
Roll d20 add your charisma.
we just don't wear shirts in my culture.
Yeah.
Nat 20! Oh my god!
Is this a meet cute right now?
The Riz. The
You-
Riz.
yeah. There,
No.
the moment that you're like,
Resign.
oh, I get like nervous around pretty girls, her face is instantly bright red, and she kind of like retreats a little bit and pushes her hair behind her ear, and it's like she like takes a few more pages to make a few more flyers. And she's like, it's. I mean, I'm sure you say that to all the hotel staff.
Never. Well, I really hope that I see you there later.
Well then I'll just have to make my way down to the music box tonight, I guess.
See you there.
Yeah. Well, I'll see you there. I'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. Walk out.
How would it go in there?
So what's the deal?
Peek out.
Who is Kiln there?
Sort of. The tavern's not open.
Turns out over. and
he is staying
Kill-
there.
Kills rents a room, but he's not there for tonight. Or he's not there now. He might be there tonight. We don't know.
I gave some of the pieces of parchment to the desk girl, and she's actually gonna fill some out for us. And
Okay.
I'm hoping that Kiln sees it, comes to take a visit.
Yeah, I made
Is
you a
he
flyer.
a fan of live music, or how would we ensure that he's there if you wanted to talk to him?
I can't ensure it, but if need be, we can always go to the loose cannon afterward, after your show, nightcap or whatever.
Okay, like an
Maybe
after
we
party.
need
True.
to make a flyer that has the details of the story on
I think that's a good idea.
it, which is the plan.
But then it
That's
ruins
funny.
the premiere of the song.
But the title, that flyer doesn't have the title that's going to lure him in. If we make it a hint of,
Yeah, otherwise it's just another show.
I agree with my pants.
Mentioning the Scarlet Rail on the flyer entice Kiln to come? Is he that
What if we
interested
what if we
in
come up with a
Heroes of
title
the
right
Scarlet
now?
Rail heist.
Oh, the other thing is, this may attract the attention of the constables. They asked me on the way over here, and almost they were looking for what they described as a kobold and Herringon who were unaccounted for on the manifest of the Scarlet Rail. And are now the primary suspects in what happened there.
I've got it.
Oh, whoa.
The Ode to the Heroes of the Railroad.
And make it about a Herringon and a kobold.
Are we changing the narrative? Is that what we're trying to do here?
No,
Well,
it does not need to be about a Herringon. No.
We should be
Yeah, it's a
staying
lengthy
faithful
title.
to
It's a little
events.
wordy.
I'm just saying, if there's a chance that the constables show up at the show, if we're advertising that because they're asking around about
Well, then I
you two
guess
specifically.
just them
How
two
many
need to hide.
how many pages do we have? Maybe Anara could write some fake some wanted posters and put different people just to sort of
They did hand me this, and then it's
That's a good
literally
idea.
just like, if you see a Herringon or
Could
a
you
kobold,
forge
come to the
this
police
and
station.
change the information to make it look like a dragonborn or an elf?
Or at least a kobold and a Herringon that don't look like us.
Yeah,
I know.
Colors,
They
different
did
colors,
seem
maybe?
like they were profiling, and I found that to be very insensitive and potentially damning to,
definitely
you know,
try.
unique people are not to be singled out just because they're certain species.
Put a stack of the paper. That's all yours. Work your magic.
So what's first, the fake posters?
I think so. That seems to be the immediate threat.
Well, why don't you two just hide? Or disguise yourselves?
We're good at hiding.
Or not, why don't you two camp out at the loose cannon while I
And miss
perform
the
at...
show?
Well, I suppose that's better than coming to the show just to hear the song and then getting arrested by the constables, and then we have to try to figure out a way to pay your bail money or something.
Yeah, but we also didn't want to get separated. And no matter where we go, there might be constables right around the corner. If we can at least throw them off the scent with some decoy flyers.
We
I
could
will
also
say that you also are aware that the music box has a hidden room.
Oh,
where you
that's
can
very
see-
true.
with people.
Now that I recall.
I'm sure our, payment of the book that... What was the barkeeper's name?
Earl. The barkeeper's name is
Earl. Sorry, I was practicing.
Make a song about Earl.
Well,
Saying goodbye. Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be a very happy song.
Oh, to Earl.
Well, he seemed to appreciate that book so much. Maybe he'll let you two stay in that room for the performances.
Or for 2
Or
gold,
carrot juice
which
for
was
me.
The price for the room rental.
We could that actually might be really good because then we could keep like an eye on everything.
2 of them at least.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I think that makes
Well,
sense.
Yeah, just you two keep an eye out for any constables, and we will as well too, because they were the one that talked to me. I mean, I think he was a little flustered and trying to talk to many people as possible because it was surprising he didn't notice that Nik-Nak was on my back. So,
well, you're really big, though. To be
Well,
fair.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Wide and
anyways,
tall
just be careful because we
and
don't.
burly.
Again, we're doing something that's going to be attracting attention to us, so we just want to keep a good eye out.
Okay.
What if we
Your head
actually
is like wrapped up in shit.
Yeah. It's like pushed up and like.
What if we just actually get a room here at the Loose Cannon and fill out, you can work on forging the wanted posters. The rest of us can make,
Either do the wanted
flyers.
posters or I can do the flyers.
well, the wanted posters need like forging to look like official ones. The flyers can look like anything. The rest of us can work on
And I
those.
think that even if we made forged wanted posters, there would still be some constables that would know that they've been looking for a kobold and a Herringon, even if a new poster pops up saying it was a dragonborn or something like that.
We just say like breaking news, update, new description of,
Maybe you...
It also
Oh, I
throws
could put it into the song?
Huh?
Oh.
Short dragonborn and a human
Tabaxi.
rabbit, a cat person.
Anything with fur, I think would
Two
work.
furries poke onto the trade.
What a
Who
heist!
was wearing fake ears.
Oh, it was
I'll be
two
honest with you.
children in costume that were dressed up for the premiere of the Scarlet Rail, and in the crowd, they escaped from their parental supervision.
Yeah, we
ran
just lost
towards
our
the
ball
train,
in front of the train.
and the secret heroes of the Scarlet Rail also saved the 2 children.
Wow. Wow.
What heroes?
There's your.
You better write that down.
I've
That's
been
good
writing
stuff.
this whole time.
You are an excellent
I
lyricist,
will
I gotta
add
say.
that in.
So are we getting a room here, or
Yeah, I think that.
Oh, we still would want to talk to Kim.
I also want to get upstairs and talk to Kim before the night happens.
Oh, is he upstairs?
Yeah, he's
I think
staying
maybe
here.
Tem would like me to get off his leg.
I mean, it is falling asleep, but it's fine if you. Yeah.
He does that sometimes.
Stop it. It's fine.
Well, I mean, it'd
You
be
can
nice
talk
to not camp outside for a night.
Luxury.
All right.
So to make posters, I'm going to need painter supplies, which I also am patient in, but I can get down. I don't have down.
Okay. Yeah, to make a quick supplies
Make a
run.
quick trip to
Art supply store.
I was thinking also, just after that last fight that we had, I know, Tem, you do have some healing magic, but there are 6 of us, and don't want to overtax your abilities, and also it could just be safer if maybe we need to get some healing potions to have on hand.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I keep getting roughed up.
I mean, I'm always happy to help out those in need, but it never hurts to have a backup plan.
It really didn't occur to me before, but after that last one,
Yeah, things got pretty
the
real.
previous one,
Okay.
maybe,
So on the
I got
supply
punched a
run.
lot.
Yeah.
maybe
You're able,
if
buddy?
you all see some while you're out
Hey,
looking for the
horse.
cleaning supplies,
So-
we can buy some of
You're going
those.
to get a room.
I want to.
Fair.
Let's just figure out. So you will get, Zakkai will get a room
Yeah, I'll get a room.
with Harmony to write the song, continue the writing the song.
Yeah, I'll keep working on the song while you guys go buy painting supplies
Tam, will you
and
come?
some potions.
I can go or stay wherever I'm needed.
You two should stay
Oh,
in.
We should probably.
Yeah.
Oh, if they're staying hidden, then
Lay low.
So then I can come with you, and then
Good
we
idea.
can go and grab
Right.
supplies.
All right, it's a plan.
Sounds good.
We
Well,
getting
if you don't mind.
potions for multiple potions?
Yeah.
So
How much do health potions run in this world?
Got
Because I
punched
know we
up.
got some money
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
Yeah,
we split
everyone
up,
got
but
like
if
share.
I can,
66
I can
coins.
pitch
people
in
wanna
some money.
pitch
I
in
don't.
some cash, we can get a few,
Yeah.
try to
I've-
get a handful of healing
I've never had to
potions.
Yeah.
buy them before. I don't know how much they cost.
In relative, I mean,
Like
life
average.
experience definitely can I mean, health potions aren't unheard of, and they're
Can I?
fairly common.
Okay. I can't make them with alchemy supplies, right?
You probably could make a health potion. They're,
Or is it?
I mean, they're fairly difficult to make and they require a lot of ingredients. But and it's not unheard of. You could definitely do it if you had enough practice.
Okay.
But health potions, depending on like kind of where you are, the supply and demand kind of rises and falls. But like between the lowest you probably ever seen in a health potion, like 15, 20 gold. Highest you've ever seen, 50.
Okay. All right.
Okay, well,
And that's like a standard healing potion, as opposed to like a greater, superior, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, painters.
I could give you 20 for now to go towards one of the potions.
Oh well, I
If-
mean, I'm staying here. I'm staying with you.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I thought.
Tem and Anara are
Yeah.
gonna go grab
Oh,
the supplies.
Oh, well, in case you need some more for another potion,
So
Great.
you could make me 2 painting supplies.
Mhm.
How much?
it was like 20 gold, just in case, like, if we buy a,
Yeah.
a group of them or
Essentially
something.
So we'll just get the health potions then if you want to do
Okay.
that.
So I'll chime in.
You need painting supplies.
To make the posters, yes.
Well, Sledgehog has pretty much anything you could really want in there as far as like making something. So I could look around. I'm sure he probably has something.
Okay.
And I'll like open him up. I'll just like jump in, root around, and then
use the all-purpose tool that is Sledgehog to create painter's supplies for Anara.
Just like digging in there. It's always great. Nik-Nak always kind of like jumps on not even practically, fully inside Sledgehog.
Legs kicking.
Yeah, slow legs kicking and just occasional like springs, cogs, just things just flying out. But eventually a little draconic claw just holds up a little bottle of paint that he found inside.
I knew I had this somewhere. This will work.
Yes. So, getting the room, we'll get the look for supplies, and then we'll meet you back here in an hour.
Sounds
I guess
good.
we'll lay low and maybe we can make another poster or two while we wait.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm gonna throw like 30 gold for potions. I want my change.
Do you think I'm gonna cheat you? I
don't know you.
I can heal you all for free. What are you talking about?
That sounds like a lot of confidence in your abilities.
Far be it from me, but okay.
Heading back in, the moment you kind of come back in, Poppy sits up a bit straight and kind of fixes her hair a little bit, adjusts the bow. Like, I've already got a few, and she kind of holds up one, which is okay. It's decent. She rolled a 9, so it's okay.
You missed the glitter over in the corner.
Oh, yeah. I was I thought that the last one had a lot, and just thought I would kind of cut back. But I can go ahead and add more. I'll add more. I'll go ahead and add more glitter.
It's a good idea.
That's why mine was better.
Yeah. This was the best one. But Poppy, I've heard such good things about the loose cannon. I just figure
You have?
well, yeah, of course.
Oh, that's a first. But okay.
I figured, despite whatever, seems like a nice place to stay for the night. So me and my friends are just gonna crash.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we do have a few rooms available. So reservation for Zakkai. Not a C, not a Z, not an S. How do you spell it?
Back yourself into a corner with
I'm
this
trying to
one.
think of what other letter could make that sound. X. X.
Oh, that makes sense.
U.
Oh, okay.
C.
Mm-hmm.
I.
Got it. Oh. Huh. I would never have guessed.
Family name.
That's interesting. Oh, okay. So just one room has 2 beds. Did you need more than that?
No.
All right. Let's see. And do you have an exit date, a departure date, or do you want to leave it open?
Just tonight.
All right, excellent. All right, so that will be 4 gold for the night, and it'll be 4 for each night until you reach a week, and then it will drop down to 3 gold. And then once you drop down to a month, we can talk about monthly rates.
Great. Well, probably just the night, but that's good to know.
Of course. Okay. And she kind of like turns around on a little stool, and then like immediately her head just vanishes behind it, and you just see the stool kind of, and then she scampers up again to the wall in the back with all the keys, and just takes one off and hops down. Scamper back up. Here. Oh.
Thank you. Great. Well, I'll just go make myself comfortable.
It's second floor, room 12.
Are there hallways that like is left or right? Is it just one hallway with all the doors?
No. So some of the doors have numbers on them. Well, they all have numbers on them. Some are the actual metal ones that they're supposed to have. Some are just painted because the numbers have fallen off. But 12 is still 12. It's just up the stairs and then up the second flight of stairs, and then it should just be on the end and to the left
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Excellent view of the rails exiting the city. So if you like long strips
I love
of
a
metal,
good rail, so
she like instantly like blushes more and like, yeah, this one.
He says the strangest things.
I'm gonna go check out my room.
Enjoy.
Start walking upstairs. While going up,
We all
I'm
have
gonna
a
see
room.
if
We're all
there's
I think so.
anything that might indicate killed room, smell of smoke, whatever.
Absolutely, make a perception check.
Smell of fire,
Which
brimstone.
which room is ours? I'm assuming if you just are starting to like obviously look at all the rooms, I'm like, which one is ours?
12. 12.
What?
Plus perception, 18.
18. Harmony, you
Has a
head
desk.
right to the room.
Yeah. I'm like
Yeah.
Yeah.
notebook
me and
and
Ops
writing as we go.
Sledge
I'm like,
would too.
I hope this room has a desk. But I'm making great progress. This is going to be really good.
Kind of, the three of you open the door into the room. Unsurprising, like Zakkai purchased just two small, like kind of halfway between twin and queen size beds. Kind of just stuffed hay and cotton. It's by no means anything glamorous in here. And you looking around, you get why the loose cannon doesn't have the best reputation. It is 100% the Motel 6 of Portland.
Not bad.
Plenty of space.
Yeah.
Right, to you two, it's like
Interesting smell. Yeah. Got character.
as you kind of get settled in Harmony's writings, it's how you're kind of wandering down the halls. With perception check that high, you do see one room. There is just an ever so faint from underneath the door, just kind of billow of like smoke before it dissipates. It's on the first floor, beneath your floor, room 8.
Room 8. Okay. I'll go back to our room for now.
Tem and Anara, tracking down at least like. Oh no, you're not looking for supplies anymore.
Yeah.
Alchemy. I mean,
Is there like a
herbalist.
healer's guild, or like, you know, I maybe checking out the temple again, or somewhere that is where people would either go to get healed or buy, like apothecary herbalist type thing. You know.
I'll just say through just sort of seeking and moving through the city, you get a couple bits of information. Those that are like desperately injured or need like immediate attention are brought to the Temple of Divine Repute. That is where you also find out that is where a few injured members that were on the train during the attack have been brought and are recovering there. In terms of actually like purchasing any sort of like healing potion or anything like that, you do know that the Temple of Divine Repute does not sell potions.
Yeah. Okay.
However, there is the Ventureman's Marketplace, which is known to have a potioneer.
Okay. Great. We would probably head there then. Yep. Oh.
Got a guest.
Guest
You got a
star.
special guest. Reaching the Ventureman's Marketplace, it is a massive outdoor sprawl of tents, booths, stalls, and little kiosks, boasting all manner of items for sale. Basic supplies, foods, unconventional items. Only every once in a while you see a sign or someone that boasts that they have like, oh, magic items, and it's usually something pretty small, like little trinkets and whatnot. However, you do see that there are a couple different places. There is a large kind of gray tan yurt kind of tents kind of set up that does have a sign that says like tinctures and tonics above the door. There's another like a few stalls down. There is like a leathersmith, armorer, weaponsmith, something like that. But that's the tinctures and tonics kind of sign. There's like a faint kind of haze that lingers in and around that tent. It's clearly an alchemist or potioneer.
I think that's our spot.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Heading on inside, it is instantly incredibly musty in here as you like walk into the tent. it's like walking into like one of those the Yankee candle shops where it's like it's too many scents. It's all the colors of the rainbow at once. It's not as great as you think it is. Where it definitely smells like musty. There are only one or two like kind of straggling customers in here picking over things. You see like a human woman kind of like pick up a small vial which looks like enlarged human like teeth before she like sets it down and scoops it away, and then she quickly leaves. There is a man towards the back, curly and very unkept, kind of like graying hair, human man, very like kind of like a long pointed nose, very sharp features, wearing an kind of a leather apron with different like stirrers and you can see like even little like bits of moss or herbs that kind of stick out of random pockets and whatnot. But he does see the prospect of new customers and like quickly kind of like moves over to you guys and just kind of steeples his fingers and leans over and is like, we are having a sale on skincare products today. So my elephantine friend, if you're looking for a smoother palm in which to grease the hands of your compatriots, then look no further.
Tam does like lotion. Oh, well, good to know. We're here on a bit of a specific, with a specific shopping list. Do you have healing potions of some kind?
Oh, yes. I do have a couple left in stock. Let me see. Are you seeking something more rudimentary, the basics?
Well, we have ways of healing on our own occasionally, where this is probably something that, basic to bolster or have in case of an emergency.
I see. One moment. And he kind of like just disappears for a moment, and you hear some kind of glass rattling. And
Tam starts smelling the lotions that are like in the skincare area. He's just like his trunk kind of going on its own accord, just like sniff over here, sniff over there.
Make a perception check with advantage.
Yeah.
It's a snoop check.
That will be snoop check. Perception. That is 17.
17?
Yeah.
As you're kind of like sniffing around the trunk, kind of like it's a weird mix of things where some things smell and you smell the snake oil basically.
Yeah.
Where it's like clearly this is nothing.
Yeah.
There are a couple though that genuinely do have like this is something. This salesman seems to just be not incapable and not unqualified, but is kind of filling the empty gaps in his store with bullshit.
Yeah.
There's like occasional gold with fool's gold all in between.
Yeah. I'll like the one or two that I like identify as like this could be something. I'll kind of like pick up and put off to the side to ask him about when he comes back, just in case, just to check it out.
But he eventually does kind of come out, and he sets down 3 kind of vials with this kind of like dully pulsing red liquid. And he says, "Potion of healing for you."
Oh, wonderful. Excellent. And
they go for 25 gold apiece.
And they're fresh?
Absolutely. Highest of quality.
I blow some of the dust off of it with my trunk. Are we sure about that?
Simply because they have been in storage for a few days does not mean that they are not of high quality.
I see. I just want to make sure that, no one's gonna get a dud. You can never be too careful.
All right, if you wish a demonstration for...
I'll take your word for it. That's fine. 25 each, you said?
25 each.
And there's 3. Yeah, we'll take them all. I think that's really fine.
Excellent. Shall I bag them up for you?
Please, and while you do so, what's this lotion right here? You said skincare is on sale. I was just wondering what that little one over there was. It smells delicious.
The minceberry potion. Yes. They kind of like walks over and kind of unscrews like the top or whatever. Inside is like a very kind of goopy paste inside. That's a light robin's egg blue with like little, you can see tiny little flakes of white inside that kind of sparkle. And he kind of like holds it around. And this is a multi-purpose this potion, if you catch my drift. You place it on your skin, and you'll be. Think of summer days as a thing of the past. You'll keep nice and cool all day long. On the other hand, if you consume it, it will give you a nice little refreshing bout of vigor that will keep you going.
And it's on sale?
That it is.
Tim loves a deal.
A steal at 20 gold.
Yeah, I'll toss it in there. Oh, that sounds refreshing and delicious.
Is there anything else that you are seeking? You seem to have an eye for this sort of thing.
Anara?
I'm gonna take a small folded pouch out of my backpack and show him some of the dried herbs from the tea and see if he recognizes them or has. Is there a place near here where these grow? Or
Interesting. I can't say that these grow around these parts. These are quite a rare flower.
yes,
How did you get your hands on these?
they're from where I'm from, and it makes me homesick, and I was looking for one.
Interesting. Well, I'm very sorry. I don't have anything this exotic for a bit exotic for me. This is a Republic of Candor sort of flora.
Nothing around here grows like.
Not this far west, I'm afraid. You'll have to move further east, I believe, into a bit more of the mountainous regions.
Okay, very well.
But I know I do apologize. It's just hard to come by. This stuff is a bit potent and rare. But consider yourself quite lucky to have what you have.
Thank you.
But is there anything else that you are seeking?
Isn't there a discount bin?
I think of all my creations as equal in merit.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it. It seems to be hard to come by a healing potion, so we appreciate that. And Tim will take and drop the gold.
Absolutely. 90 gold total. If I can cancel it out, takes
Potion will be mine. You gave me 50 total between the two of you, and then I guess I can pay for the last one too. So that covers, and then I paid for the mint berry potion. So
I'm
that should
happy to
cover
pay
it.
for one of them. Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to do the 25 for the last healing one, and then that covers all of those three, and then is the mint berry potion? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Okay.
Mint berry, one word.
Mint berry.
Mint berry. Great. What was your name, sir?
That's an excellent question.
I mean, if you have
Was it for 90 gold?
Vinkus. Vinkus Welby.
Vinkus.
And is this regular?
Just standard 3 standard potions of healing. Mint berry
Don't
potion.
correct it.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Vinkus. We will be sure if anyone asks for tinctures and tonics, send them your way.
Please. Show them that I will have whatever they need.
As we exit in the market, is there like a fabric stall or like any sort of
Absolutely. There's a few different like fabric or sort of like homecraft like garments or whatever. There's both like there's armor as well, but then yes, there's a number of like smaller either boots or tents that are selling fabric and swaths.
I mean, I would just kind of, you know, check it out there, see if there's anything worth seeing, putting out maybe the vibe of like, are any of these people possible followers of Emya? Did they like drop in a little hint of like, what beautiful, you know, fabric? Have you visited the temple recently? That sort of thing. As I'm just like browsing around on the way back.
The small talk is enough to bypass a check in the sense that you'd see no holy symbols or any strict kind of like markings or anything that like directly correlates to you, but specifically at those fabric kind of tents and people that are selling that. a couple of them do recognize what you're talking about, and they do kind of like acknowledge, like, oh yes, it's fun. I mean, I've been to the temple before,
Okay.
but none of them selling anything like specifically related to it.
A 10 would just probably like a little ritualistic, like leave a spool of thread for them, kind of a little blessing, a little something like that, as he kind of tells them that, like, if you need anything while I'm in town, just let me know.
In turn, if that is what you're gonna do, make a religion check.
Excellent.
Not exactly what it is, but it lines up best in terms of
Not as good as I want. 11.
at one point when you do kind of like do that sort of ritualistic kind of leave behind, and you kind of like leave a spool of thread behind, as you're sort of like walking away from it and you kind of reassess yourself, you feel a spool of thread where you kind of left it before, and you kind of pull it out, and it's this like faint, like kind of amber red kind of spool of thread that was not there before. Clearly, someone at that stand follows the same kind of traditions and left you a spool of thread as you left.
Wonderful.
You got reverse pickpocketed. You got put pocketed.
Put pocketed, which is 100% a new thing. It's ours.
Trademark.
Put pocketed. Tales of Terragia, 2024. You're welcome. Lay in the ground.
Yeah. Wonderful. No, make something with that eventually. We'll see. Anything else you want to do at the market?
No, I think we can head back to
Okay,
the
let's do that.
Cannon.
Great.
The four of you back at the loose cannon. Anything specific that you're working on, other than music and flyers, or anything else?
I think a little more.
How about this super awesome show?
Oh, that's a good one. All right. The next 10 will be super awesome.
Let's ABC test it. Mega awesome show.
One of these has got to call in the crowd, right?
Get it.
While
I'm
the
just
kindergartners are
writing, passing out, strumming a few notes.
Ooh, what about fire show?
Fires?
Do you know how to do like fire stuff?
Because
Oh,
remember she got the guy ruined
that's
her
right.
outfit and then
That's right. Could you do
set
that
a guy on fire?
for the crowd in a not horrifying way?
Well, it's always a little bit horrifying to like kind of shoot a bolt of fire out of kind of thin air slash from your hand.
Okay. Don't.
I
You can
could-
focus on the
It's
music.
just a workshop.
What
Just a
about,
workshop.
what about the lanterns that are lit? I could turn them up, or I could turn them down. What do you
Could we
think?
pass?
Or
those
maybe-
fire show?
Oh, I have an idea.
Huh.
Well, okay, so the song is gonna start a little slow, and then it's gonna pick up at the end. What if for the first part, I turn all the lights down? It's slow. It's sad.
Intimate.
The maybe someone needs to cry on your shoulder.
I'll be there.
You're welcome. And
Sludge, what do you think? A or B?
we turn the lights down for drama, and then when it gets to the upbeat part and we want everyone to dance, I'll turn them all back up.
I love it.
The fast part starts.
I love it. Okay, put a light show on there.
Okay.
Light show.
Light show.
Stars.
How do you spell light?
Stars.
Oh,
Stars.
Okay.
LIGHT.
Okay.
No, there's no E at
There's not an E at the end of light?
no.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yeah.
Should I put an E?
Connor, I'm going to ask you a very
Oh,
similar to what I asked you. Can Zakkai read? And write?
It's a really good question.
Street smart or book smart?
I want to establish campaign rules
Yeah.
as early as possible.
Yeah.
Well, you must have read something already.
Right.
Is he good at it? Maybe?
I'm gonna say yes, but I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Misspellings all over.
Yeah, like, do you have dyslexia?
Yeah.
Backwards R's and N's.
Yeah, there's something because like I was familiar enough from where I came from, like picking things up, but I wasn't studious or anything of the sort.
Gotcha.
If it's in a weird font, you're just like, oh, wow, I don't know.
I
It's
will
written into
say
and gnomish. It's just italics.
It's a cursive, for looking professional or fancy or.
Okay.
I will say,
No
Harmony, I'll say that as you're slowly seeing the final product being laid out in front of you, leaving the poster making to Zakkai and Basil may not have been the best choice, as it is riddled with spelling errors. Can't see a half of it through the glitter, but they're definitely eye-catching.
I like the glitter.
Thank you. That's
and
his idea.
You know what?
You have like 5 left for Anara to do.
Yeah.
It seemed like this was like a weekly, whatever. It's like the weekly Friday night performance or whatever. And I think there will be plenty of regulars who always come anyways. So
If they can get in after everyone else sees these
Well,
posters.
Speed, not accuracy.
yeah.
That's right. Get them out as fast as possible.
And
Attaboy.
if we're here for a number of hours, maybe it didn't take me the whole time to write the song. If I just kind of quickly leaf through as many as I can, I think prestidigitation I can just change.
I think you can alter.
I'll be back in
Something
a
like
second.
that.
Because that allows you-
You're just gonna proofread all of it.
I've got fucking calligrapher skills. Why
Speaking
the
of,
fuck?
speaking of which, Nik-Nak is
Well, you have stuff to do.
Watch
You're
the
getting
video.
my idea.
The constables
My
have
idea.
to
You want to buy a potion?
We can write these
So
things.
Anara's getting the supplies. So any of them that are just great effort, I don't think this one's gonna work. I'm gonna make 2 piles. And I'll be like,
The redos.
since it's my show, I just want to have a little creative oversight.
Oh.
I love all of these. Really commend your effort.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna take a look at these, and I'm just gonna take the pile over to my desk and make the two stacks and the ones for
Admiring.
Anara to touch up.
I'm on the day, just do the same all the time.
Yeah.
Love that word.
Nickname, make a perception check real quick.
5.
But good.
Yep.
Sick.
Fantastic. We have a group of. I was gonna say scholars, but that is definitely not the right word. Kind of left behind.
Artists.
Artists.
Artisans.
Yes.
Left behind to kind of flesh out these posters, ready to put on a show. To be perfectly honest, I'm not quite sure what the goal in here for the show is.
Just big words.
Other-
Harmony a ton
Other
of
than
times.
grabbing attention and whatnot, but also with fresh supplies and gear purchased from the Veterans Marketplace, you're starting to head back to the Loose Cannon. You guys spend a few hours of the day, a good chunk of the day, kind of keeping a lookout, writing and rehearsing and crafting posters, and eventually, absolutely.
I'm
How long
obnoxiously warming up.
How long will we away getting stuff? Like an hour?
Oh no, about a little over an hour.
Okay.
But eventually you'll kind of come back to the Loose Cannon.
Because when I get back, I'm going to do the calligraphy bit.
Absolutely. You get back and see what has a name in your absence.
Yeah. What do you want me to say?
Oh, okay.
Faster, Basil, faster.
He's laying on the foot to now draw.
I think we have plenty of the posters now. We couldn't possibly put these all up in the time.
Wait, what about the backside?
I can
And I just take the
throw
whole-
them off a roof.
The whole pile over to Anara. So I've Basil and Zakkai have made a start. They've done a great job. I've separated these into 2 piles, and
He's also
The good ones
this,
and the best
this
ones.
Well, I assume you guys are this is more let me confirm.
Yeah, we're just a
You guys are
writing
yeah,
You're
yeah,
such a
whatever.
good job.
That was
High
sick.
five.
Yeah. Let's back it up.
I know. I'm gonna move this.
This very small pile is the ones that are maybe acceptable. You could probably at least leave these for last. And this majority of these, I think you really should heavily edit and correct and touch up.
Got it. Is there a a bit of detail from the song. We want to lure people in.
Carrot
Well,
gets the square.
I was thinking for, because we want the
My sister
title
taught me
to help convey what the song's going to be about. I was
Just a
thinking
little bit of a hint.
the
towards it.
siege of the Scarlet Rail.
Yes.
Okay, so for song title, I was thinking the siege of the Scarlet Rail.
Dragon chase.
It kind of, it implies some drama, some fighting, bad guys, good guys, and then there will be kind of 2 acts. I'll make sure to include a little cover-up story for Basil and Nik-Nak, maybe to throw the constables off the trail, and then a mysterious group of heroes that stops the bad guys and smuggles like a dangerous artifact out of the city, never to be seen again. I think that covers all our bases. Do you think the title is intriguing enough?
Yes. What should we have on the poster? Any one or more hints? Never told before. You might think you know what happened, but really, this is where you will learn the truth.
The
truth
real.
about the siege of the Scarlet Rail.
Okay. Yes.
Or
The-
the siege of the Scarlet Rail.
A true-
untold truth.
Ooh.
Harmony's epic anthemic ballad.
Ooh, a subtitle.
Only tonight.
I was hesitant to put my own name in it because it always sounds so weird coming from yourself, but
Oh no, I think we need to sell.
a song has to have a creator.
Yeah.
Okay. I love your idea.
Okay, I'll work on it.
Thanks, Anara.
We got potions.
Oh, great.
Amazing.
So
Just 3, but
calligraphy.
it's better than
and
nothing.
artist tools.
Oh, definitely.
yeah.
So I'm gonna make the posters
It's a standard.
with that
I think so.
nice
Yeah.
calligraphy, but also some kind of artistic.
Give me a sleight of hand check with advantage.
Well, I don't have. I have proficiency with calligraphy.
Oh, in which case, yeah, you can add
So
your
coming
proficiency bonus.
to the dex.
Oh, yeah, just straight dex instead of.
And using the quill, I do get advantage.
There you go.
Really bad roll. 9.
What do they call it?
Push the feeling.
But 14, 15, 16. I'm going to draw my mind back into lessons at the monastery and channel Hexas.
Yeah.
Just like chanting and just putting her
do
memory
this.
into her mind.
Absolutely.
So my last
Yeah, using all of that kind of stuff.
Perfect. Okay, so 13, 15. I said dirty 20.
30.
Sick.
Alright, as you're kind of like using these calligraphers and painter supplies to kind of craft these posters to not only create new ones on blank pages, but touch up and correct some less than flyers.
Unique.
Yes, the
Yeah.
more unique ones.
The sleight of hand will
Just
be, there'll be a
different.
few
Just
where
different.
I'm just going to be
Not
like,
better.
We just crumble it up and toss it
The
away.
cheese
Toss
snack
it.
steak.
Yeah, the Cheeto fingers ones on there. Yeah.
But no,
So
absolutely.
they follow that broad theme. So enough hints, we hope, that it'll tease
The true,
the true
untold story of the Scarlet Rail.
You may think you know.
Make sure to get all 3 subtitles in
Yeah,
there, all
yeah,
3
yeah,
colons.
yeah.
Colon, semicolon, dash. Yeah.
And as they're kind of like, your hand traces over and makes these like beautiful calligraphy, like letters and the designs and whatnot, you can almost, you don't see it, but you feel the gentle like touch of like fingers on your wrist to put it just slightly into place, or like a gentle kind of like wrap at the back of your palm out of a stake.
I know. I'm kind of muttering to myself a little bit orcish while I'm finishing this.
But now you're all rip-roaring and ready to go and preparing for tonight's big performance.
Big performance.
Make sure to catch that performance when we come back next time. This is the one and only time you'll be able to see the truth of the Scarlet Rail as told by Harmony the There's like 4 different styles.
Mega show.
Don't miss it.
I got enough.
One night only.
Someone wants to make that poster for real? Please do.
In the meantime, never stop rehearsing because you never know when Soulforge is gonna see that talent in you and pull you up on stage. Bye guys.
Bye.